Gene.
Hey, Gene, how you doing,
Hey,
man?
What's up?
good afternoon, gentlemen. How's it going? I haven't seen
Going
you
good.
guys since the race war.
Oh yeah, again, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that all worked out.
Yeah. There's a couple more of those coming. Wait, hold on. Jack is in frame, but where's the
There's a boost. Yeah.
Ugh,
there you
Baby,
go.
there
baby
we
alert.
go.
There we
Five-way
go.
Now
podcast
we got
begins.
everybody.
Hold on. Let me grab my child.
What do you got?
There. I got
That's just you,
I
man.
got my baby over here. It's all good.
That's not the same.
No.
That's not the same, Wooly.
I'm a little early for the real thing. All
Mhm.
right. Yeah. All right. So happy to get you on for a segment I cannot participate in.
Yeah, I gotta ask, how much of Death Stranding 2 have you like put hands on? Is it nothing?
No, nothing. I've been way too busy.
Okay, well then that works out, like, because yeah, no, I have way too much to say, and like a lot of it is like non-spoilery, but it's so like
There's-
mechanically specific that it would still just like go right over your
Yeah,
head.
and there's also there's a place where partial context is actually worse than zero context. You know, there's a time when you like if you start a game for like one session and you're like, oh, I kind of know enough to know what you're getting at. That tells me more than just being like, I have no idea. So I'm
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sitting over here.
I feel like we could probably talk around it too, but
I
would
mean,
be
there's
no
some
fun.
stuff I definitely don't want to fucking talk around though.
No,
That's
Really,
true, yeah.
It's like, these
No,
like a
that
that
couple
would be no
things I
fun for
really don't
Wooly
want to talk
too.
around
Like I'd
even a
rather
little
like
bit.
have Wooly like just
Yeah,
experience all
I'll-
that fresh.
exactly.
So.
I'll mute.
We'll tell you when to leave.
Exactly. I'll mute my headphones and then y'all can just give me a thumbs up when it's safe and when the coast is clear. And
Hey, this makes up for the non-Death Stranding 1 spoiler cast that you guys never did, except for the 5 minutes where you guys talked about
Good game. Yeah.
to be fair, I feel like our Death Stranding discussion was spread out over like 8 or 10 episodes, you know?
Yeah, that's how you would usually do it, right? We did very minor spoiler casts about like, are you trucking? Yeah, I'm trucking.
That's it, you know. So we did get there in eventualities. But yeah, I mean, before we get to that, and what I assume is going to be some conging it
Monkeying
up.
around.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on with the weeks at the very least. Gene.
Well, first up, buddy, how you doing?
Oh, me?
Who, me?
Yeah, how you doing,
Wooly, yeah.
bud?
Oh yeah,
You're getting
no.
there. You're getting
Oh,
there,
it's
bud.
getting there. Oh yeah, no. Make no mistake. I have, I know way more about the crib and a stroller game than I ever did before. You know, the benefits of a light stroller that you can carry easily, but the lack of durability in the wheel. You know, the wheels could get a little
Yeah, no,
iffy.
it's like it's that horrible triangle of like, do you want it to be really sturdy? Well, it's gonna be heavy.
Yeah, but
Do you want it to be sturdy but kind of light? Well, it's gonna be really expensive.
and there's that, portability. And then another thing is, okay, can the bassinet attach straight in, or do you have to switch to the car seat, or what can you do? And the idea here for us is let's switch it to the car seat, but then we want the bassinet to be able to come out so that you don't have to wake up baby to get her over to bed, And
yeah, hey,
oof,
I got a tip for you on that.
Yeah.
You want the shittiest, most unhelpful tip ever? Most of that depends on your baby.
Right.
And I just mean like their overall temperament. Because like my guy, when he's asleep, fucking no problem. Getting him asleep, oh my God. But once he's out, fuck it. Pick him up, hold him upside down.
Yeah.
Put him down anywhere else.
I can see. And the thing is, this is a whole lot of fuss for 6 months. You know what I mean?
Dude, bro, that 6 months, it's intense.
It's a
really intense 6 months.
There's a very specific criteria for the first 6, But like overall, I think what I see here is like in terms of what's rated for Canada as well. There's a limitation. There's stuff that the strollers Americans can have that Canada's like, we don't know about those, right? And we're like, damn, okay, what's going on? And in the end, we found that like, okay, the thing that suits all of our needs best for now until we actually hit reality and find out that it's not that at all is a older version of a travel stroller, because the older version of the travel stroller fits the car seat we have, allows us to pull out the main seat and put a bassinet in, and is lighter than the big heavy duty ones. So those are what we're gonna go with. Getting the crib, looking at that, and seeing if we can get the drawer together, and like, oh, this one's got a breathable mattress. So you don't have to worry about, like, the air getting cut off if baby is like facing down on it. But wait a minute, shouldn't they all be breathable mattresses? Shouldn't this be a universal feature?
Absolutely.
And it turns out it is, but some more than others, I guess. And and then but if you want the breathability, then you can't really put the piss cover on it. So if there's a blowout, then you're going to get a stain on your breathable mattress, and that's going to take forever to dry, which means baby doesn't have an actual not yet.
No. My mom called me up on the phone and be like, make sure you get crib bumpers. I'm like, Mom, those kill kids.
Yeah,
those
okay.
are death traps.
So no, none of those. None of those. Nothing to go in the crib.
You know what goes in the crib? Nothing.
Literally nothing.
Well, the baby. The baby goes in the crib.
Yeah.
Other than that, nothing.
And so on. But like, it's a lot of it's arriving at the same time, and I'm assembling, I'm piecing together, I'm figuring it out. And there's a whole other game to the, like, there's bottles, and then there's the milk pumps. Yeah. And then there's like the side ones that you get so that you're not wasting any effort, and the preserve sacks for freezing, and the
and then the bottle sterilizer.
Oh yes, which cannot be used with anything else. It must be its own thing. And
it's and then so my guy's turning 2 this month, and I'm starting to understand the way that the first child and the second child are, because like he'll drop his thing on the ground, and if he was like a year old, I'd be like, oh, I gotta sterilize this. I gotta, and now I'm just like, fuck it, he'll eat some dirt. It's good for him. I mean,
no, not to mention
good for the immune system.
Exactly. There's a whole lot of immune system stuff there because I remember like. Even when I saw like it's like, oh, kids have their little teething keys, and then like they'd like throw it on the ground, and it's like, well, you're supposed to like wash that and not have them put that back in their mouth. But then some folks are like, no, let them experience some dirt. It'll strengthen the immune system. And
we were walking in the park the other day.
By their shoes are on the ground. What are you talking about?
We were walking in the park the other day, and this kid literally kissed a trash can.
Oh my God. Oh.
and like
that's
like, we're
crazy.
like, put the he had like a napkin, put the napkin away, and he threw it away, and we're like, yay, and he goes, mwah, on the trash can. I'm like,
how old was the kid?
God,
how old was this kid? Was it a tiny kid? Small kid?
How old?
What's that?
How old?
Small kid? Yeah.
He's turning 2.
No.
The kid that kissed the trash can.
That's mine.
Oh,
it's my child. I'm describing.
That was you. Oh, he went in. Okay.
No, I'm not saying some other child.
I thought you
I'm
witnessed
like, no,
the child.
I couldn't stop him.
Oh shit. Oh God. Oh damn. Oh no. Like there's like raccoon feet going on that thing.
Yeah, and you can, and like here, like what are your options? Are you gonna freak out and terrify them? Right? No, you just gotta hope that was the cleanest part of the trash can.
And then he goes in for a kiss, and you're like, no, get away from me, and you scar them forever.
No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. You gotta always be available.
Oh no.
Hey, as someone who actually watched did you guys didn't watch the Minecraft movie, did you?
I did not.
Okay. If you watched the Minecraft movie during the whole the chicken jockey craze, I'm sure you heard of that meme.
Yes,
I did.
When the Jack Black says chicken jockey and everyone starts throwing food and everything.
Kids all have their fucking meltdowns, yeah.
Yeah, I was at the Washington, D.C. theater, and I thought like, oh, it's Washington, D.C. These are like some prim and proper people, probably some lobbyist or lawyer watching Minecraft, the movie or whatever. And no, I went to see it with a bunch of kids there, and they started throwing food, and then they started eating the food off the floor.
Oh, yeah.
These aren't like little
Uh,
baby children too. These are like 19, 20-year-olds or whatever too. And they're like chicken jockey, and then they just threw food all over the place
okay.
and started eating it. So that's
Yeah.
So
that's
I'm
what we're
holding up the
raising right now. Just
grossest dog you're
trash
likely
children.
to ever see. This dog likes to try and steal some of the child's food off his little baby plate. But if the dog has gone on the food and then I stop him, baby doesn't care. So, oh, here it comes. Oh, here's my soggy dog Cheerios. Like, there's nothing to be done. That like they don't
It,
care.
yeah, it's
Are you
everything.
asleep, dude?
The the real the thought the real thought bomb is thinking about where dog's tongue has been and then connecting that to the object
Yeah,
in
well, what are you
question.
gonna do?
What are you gonna do? I know you and I specifically, Pat, are always thinking about George Carlin throwing that rock as a kid into the fucking New York River and
The Hudson, yeah.
diving into the sewage and trying to
Absolutely.
avoid the goop and get back to shore and being like, we never got sick a day in our lives, immune system strong as hell.
Now that's obviously not true. That generation actually got sick and died constantly.
But the idea that he put that out there, you go, oh wow, immune system strong, okay. Now, at what age are you okay to have kid dive into the Hudson? You know, like
Never,
that's
bro.
the like you like it's
Never.
one thing for that story to be told, but then you're just like, okay, but if I can't see the number on that immune system percentage increase when this happens, get the fuck out of here. That's insane. I wish I could look and see it.
No, here's the thing. Here's where I'm at. I try and keep him away from everything gross, but I physically can't. Sometimes he like the kid just leans down and grabs a handful of dirt out of nowhere and just goes on his body. Like, what am I supposed to fucking do?
Uh, damn it. Yeah, no. Like there's a line, there's a not fine, it's a thick and pronounced line between just building up your immune system, building character, etc. and just that's just gross, man. Stop.
Gross. Oh man, don't do that. Oh, come on.
Well, anyway.
And soon it'll happen to you.
Yeah, it'll have. I used to be with it once. Yeah. Okay. Well, Gene, talk to us. How has your
Talk to us about your child-free life.
Yeah, I was about to say, after all the lessons you guys learned about having a guest on the podcast, hear you guys talking about the meta of a game that I don't play, which is raising a human.
Well, you're raising Jack, and Jack's cute.
I am raising a child. And the closest thing I've had to raising a child is all the visits I did to the fertility center of Anaheim during college. Have I
beer money?
for
for beer money. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, gotcha. All right.
$50 a pop for twice a week max cap. So that's $100 a week for a college kid who just go in there to just do his business.
A literal pop, that is.
Yeah, a literal pop.
Max
$100 a week. I
CPM.
did that for about half a year. So that's probably at least probably 100 kids running around Southern California.
I could never do that because I'd always be worried that I'd be my age and then run into a 15-year-old that looks wildly suspiciously like me.
Oh yeah.
And sounds like me.
You have that
nightmares about it all the time.
Yeah, you have that Black Dynamite moment. You're just looking a little too hard, yeah, nah.
Yeah, I could be the Genghis Khan of Southern California. Who knows?
You could be. You'd know that by now, right? That would have surfaced somehow.
Oh boy.
No, I signed papers, so there was a no contact rule, so nobody was contact.
Okay. All right.
Which I kind of regret, actually. So I don't know.
Well, maybe you don't. You regret it now, kind of, but maybe you would have regretted it in the other direction, depending.
yeah. When dozens of them start showing up at my door,
oh wow, I have 34 kids and 22 of them are psycho criminals. Oh goody, you don't know. One of them could be a doctor.
How many? And then the question is, how many of them will be named after spacecraft? Yeah. Anyway, So no, I think the game of life and child rearing aside, you have a whimsical I guess couple of things you've been up to. What's on your plate, Gene?
Yeah. Well, today I actually had some visitors at the Washington Post. I just came back from the newsroom, and it was representatives from Sega themselves. Actual, not the PR agency, just folks from Sega. They flew over all the way from LA to stop by and swing by and show me a game that I can't talk about, but isn't like a surprise or anything like that. Like it wasn't. It's not
Oh,
like
okay, yeah.
yeah. I wish it was Stranger Than Heaven, the Project Century game.
Right.
No, but it wasn't. It's a game that that's being previewed right now.
Did they
and
find Panzer Dragoon Saga in a drawer and bring it to PC?
Oh my gosh, I wish. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, Netflix had a copy of that game sitting in somebody's desk. Like
Where it belongs.
GameFly made a PC
That's
port
crazy.
of it. And then I think GameFly got absorbed by Netflix, and then Netflix had like a single copy of a PC port of Panzer Dragoon Saga, and then they just didn't fucking do anything with it.
God, that GameFly was absorbed by Netflix. Yeah.
Again,
But yeah,
no,
showed
just
some Sega friends around,
cool.
And I actually played some games in the newsroom. That was a lot of fun. I haven't played a video game in the newsroom in quite a long time, so everybody got to watch me as like a little fishbowl playing PS5.
Is that stressful?
A little bit. It's a little weird. Like people are just gawking, and you're like, haha, look at Gene. He's just playing video games, and it's like, yeah, it's my job.
I'm
dude,
working,
you know.
man.
Did you flex
I'm
on
working.
him?
Fucking working over here.
Did you any?
Yeah, well, like I
any
was like, look
percent
at the
clear?
TV critic. She's just watching TV all day. You know.
Well, TV's a respected, artistic medium, Gene.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's literally
Love
just at her
Island
desk
is-
and, like
is-
watching like the latest episode of like whatever that you can't like watch because she's got all the the embargoed stuff going on. You know. So. But other than that, though, played the absolute hell out of Donkey Kong Bonanza. I don't know if we can talk about that now, but I completed it completely. 1,000 bananas.
Oh, it's 1,000? I thought it was
wow.
777.
777 is the max that you can find in the game, but then to get like the quote unquote 103% completion, it's that you can cap it off at 1,000 because you can buy them. Remember?
Fuck.
So I just bought all of them once they hit 777, and then also all 696 pieces of fossil.
Bro.
Okay, so
I can get every single piece of outfit.
okay, so what currency is what? Like, what's the star equivalent for a level versus like?
All right.
Other
Yeah.
things.
Okay. Gene, you want to handle this?
Sure. So bananas are basically the moons or the stars of this game. 120 stars, right?
Okay.
So you want to get, but there is no minimum star requirement in this game. This game is completely like objective based. You go to a level and they'll tell you, oh my God, like the first level is like, hey, the water the pipes are clogged, so why don't you unclog it? And that's how you progress. I think ideally you can actually go through the whole game without collecting a single banana. You just ignore them all.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's multiple per stage, so it's like one banana per objective.
A crazy amount of bananas per stage.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like Pat said that he collected like 120 some, in just like the first two levels or whatever.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, the first two levels, I'm up to 118 banana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but you can collect none of that. I think I saw the world record speed run like beat it in under like 90 minutes or something. So the game can be as long as you want. I spent 80 hours on it. So there's bananas that are the moons, and then there is gold that you can get like literally millions of, and that's to like buy like items and you can buy you can fuse that with the bananium chips to buy bananas if you need to. So the bananas aren't necessary for progression. They're necessary for this progression through the skill tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you want every single level in the skill tree, you would need literally about 950 bananas. Like I was like, oh, I need every single banana to hit every single mark on the skill tree. And then so now it's all completed too.
So you're gonna have to.
It's
you're
a
gonna have
good
to.
skill tree.
You have to buy some to complete the full collection. Then.
Yes, you have to buy some you have to buy some if you want to max out the skill tree. Absolutely.
Okay.
Like that they will not rely on 777. Once I hit 777, I was like, wow, I still haven't upgraded.
Yeah, the skill tree is
superpowers, whatever.
fantastic too. It's like stuff like punch harder, or your slap the ground to see where hidden bananas are and the environment gets bigger, or charging punches goes faster, or that surf turf where you slide around on like a piece of rubble, like it disintegrates less fast. Like they're all fantastic. Like you buy a double jump.
Okay.
You can do it in water. You can buy the double jump with the chunk jump. There's a spin jump too, where you just rotate the stick around and just press jump, and he'll go like Mario Galaxy.
So
Yeah, the skill tree is great, and then also you can do like health upgrades. So like whenever people say like, "Oh, the game is like really really easy," I'm like, "How many health upgrades are you buying?" You know, because you can just because if you buy all the health upgrades, you can just literally just tank through the game easily. You know.
So, I've been seeing this get compared to a lot of different games, of course, and how you run through a Breath of the Wild feels different from how you run through a Mario Odyssey or a Kirby game. But in this case, like the vibes of like Hulk ultimate destructioning through an environment seem to be what it's about. Like, is that kind of the deal for like the whole thing? You're just like able to the environment is kind of like incidental as a challenge, and you can just like hit the objective in whichever way you want, under, over, through, left, right, etc. Or is it kind of like you get locked in at certain points?
I want to hear Pat first, and then
Okay, so it depends. So like Paige and I were playing through it, and parts of like, so you have two sections, right? You have your free floating bananas that are like just all over the fucking stage, right? Some of them are just straight up like like 20 feet underneath the dirt, and you're finding them because you clap and you saw the radar ping, or there was like a suspicious outcropping that like a Korok would be in Breath of the Wild. You're like, what if I dug right here? Or there was a little winding cave that ended in a flat wall and was behind it, right? So just free floating bananas. And those, man, yeah, no, just fuck the level. Just fucking bust your way through it. I can't reach that jump, whatever. What if I just busted through the wall on the opposite side that made the jump closer? I don't know how to climb this. What if I just jumped over and over and over and just punched upwards and made like a diagonal slope upwards? I can't figure out the puzzle to get to Cranky Kong, who's hanging out in the sky. What if I do the roll? What is it? It's the roll, double jump into the ground pound, into the punch, cancel, into the roll to get just maximum airtime.
Okay.
Right? So, shit like that. But there's
a lot of
also like very small little challenge levels that are like, you fall through a portal and it's like, okay, this is the challenge level. This is like a pure platforming level. This is a pure smash the whole stage challenge, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a challenge where it's like there's just a building and they're like destroy the building like Rampage style.
Just go,
like,
yeah, okay.
Just climb the building and destroy it in a limited amount of time.
Have either of you tried out the little brother mode or little sister mode?
Yes.
Okay.
I have tried it out with Paige.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Paige was the wrong person to try it out with. So my darling wife, as everybody knows, has the ADHD. So what we did was we bloodborned it for a little bit, where I handed we would go banana to banana. And the I'm gonna smash everything and every single iota of dirt, and it will flash fancy particle effects, and I'll get golden coins out of them. Made it so that Paige was like 15 minutes in like the first room of the game, just like, fuck, I'm gonna get every coin. And it's like, okay. So we switched to little brother mode. And little brother mode is like hilariously overtuned for somebody who likes to hit buttons, because when little brother mode hits the button, Pauline yells out like a onomatopoeia in like a brick or rock form, but she yells them as fast as you can press the button.
Okay.
And if the person you're playing with is really excitable and having a great time and they just mash that button like crazy, the screen becomes so flooded with shit that it becomes completely impossible to play. And on a number of occasions, 2P can fire those blocks and completely destroy the entire platform you're standing on.
That you're supposed to be on. Yeah, okay. And there's no cooldown whatsoever.
No cooldown.
No, this is rapid fire. It's like a machine gun. It's like a constant.
And so like we had this section where I'm like, I'm gonna fight like the first big enemy, the crocoids or whatever they're called, and Paige just like shot it to death in like a massive explosion of particle effects, and I didn't know how it worked for another hour because I didn't run into another one.
Oh
Like,
man. Okay.
Yeah, and then Paige was gone, and Pat was like, "Oh my god, I don't know how to fight
I don't know
these
how
guys."
to do these mechanics because my wife beat the mechanics for me with God mode.
Okay. So not meant for your first run through. And
No.
okay.
And you need to be a little more sparing. It
Yeah.
needs to be a communicative effort instead of each player playing by themselves.
Well,
Also, player 2 can control the camera.
oh shit. Okay. Okay. So this
So
is
they can, if they want to like troll on you, they can just fuck on you.
I mean, little brother controller has always been the one that's not plugged in, but it sounds like here, like little brother has dominated and has full control.
The
Actually,
second player is stronger than the player
Yeah.
controlling Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's completely nuts. Damn.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and the level design is interesting because there's a lot of breadcrumbing. So like if you remember like in like even DKC 1 or DKC 2, like you would like you would see a single banana in like an area, and then you'd be like, what is that banana doing there? And you will go collect it, and it turned out to be like a hidden barrel or something. Like this game does that a lot. It takes a lot of the Donkey Kong Country design philosophy of like breadcrumbing things around to show you like, hey, you might want to check out this area because there might be a banana or something or the other here.
Yeah. So one of the examples is like there's like a stage that's like just a big open field.
Okay.
It's literally just a big open field with like a couple outcroppings, and you hit select to see, well, how many bananas could it has 43 fucking bananas. Are you serious?
Okay.
There's fucking nothing out here. There's nothing. And so you're like, okay, well, you know what? I'll go into the big open field, and oh, there's like a line of like gold that goes into this tiny cave, and the cave leads to nothing but like a flat wall. Okay, punch through the flat wall, banana behind there.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like it's just trying to the level of expertise on display in this game at pointing the player's head to where you want them to look is legitimately unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
It is like a total masterclass of, we actually got the player to look where we fucking wanted them to look.
Well, that is the thing that Nintendo was the most experienced at, right? Like that is their specialty. I would imagine, you know, just from again, all the previous mentioned examples of the open world they've been doing. It's sick to see Donkey Kong finally get a new entry that's like a gameplay update of sorts, because ever since Country, of course, it's been kind of when they went back with things like Tropical Freeze and stuff, it was like perfecting the formula, you know, but like with 64 aside as an exception, that we kind of, you know, it was there.
It exists.
This is like a actual like, oh shit, new gameplay thing for Donkey Kong, which is cool. How's the Super Kong
It's awesome
stuff?
It's so good.
It's so good, dude.
That is where a lot of the gameplay flexibility happens, and they showed this off in the trailers too. But there is the one form that really makes you really jump high, and then you can quick transform into the ostrich form, so you can get like elevation, and then you can just fly over like so many different like solutions. Honestly, like the ostrich form can like break the game. Actually,
you know, there's a lot of like even with like base level DK, there's a lot of like, I'm gonna sequence break this. I don't give a shit. I'm
totally, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Everyone's using the movement. Like everyone's doing that tech cancel jump tech to just leap across like incredible like distances for no reason.
What was the sequence of moves?
So I haven't gotten super good at it, but it's you roll off an edge, because the rolling gives you a burst of speed and lets you like jump a little bit after the edge. Then you do a jump. Then you hold the down punch button for the ground slam, because the start of that pops you up just a little bit. Then you punch horizontally out of it, because that makes a spin that gives you a little bit of vertical. And then you hit roll again to push yourself forward.
Damn.
And this doesn't include the chunk jump that you can unlock for the double jump.
Yeah, this doesn't include any of the other forms. This is like literally base DK.
Yeah.
You'll love this, Willie, because like the hit stop in this game is immaculate too. It's just like, and you're like the punch god, you know. So
hell yeah. No, I love
Yeah.
this, like, because I mean, old Donkey Kong Country would be like, yeah, like you could run off the edge and get that little extra distance, but you're
Mhm.
basically describing Mirror's Edge speed run, jump kick, air tech, like,
Um,
oh yeah.
this game has like the best game feel of like any Nintendo game I have ever played. Like jumping, punching, like hitting things, rolling. It is every single thing feels perfect. All the sound effects are perfectly placed. 3 punches to break up a banandium gem so that you can hear that banana every single time is just fucking delicious.
Every time you hit the banana, it feels like you're slapping meat. Like it
Okay.
feels so good every single time. With with that hit stop, which is so perfect.
Um, and
Controls are so perfect. I'm real quick. I think I'm probably biting somebody from the community here. I think I read this on a subreddit regarding Astrobot. But I can
I
apply
saw
it
that
here.
post.
Maybe I don't know. If like with Astrobot, and also with Donkey Kong Bonanza, it feels like the controller is giving your hands a blowjob.
wow. Okay.
Like, man, this feels so
Feels
goddamn good.
There's like, so one of the things that like I what I do is I always turn vibration off in every game, because primarily when I play a game, the controller going burn, like it puts me back into my body, right? Like I want to leave my body and exist in the interior space between my meat and the screen. Right. And usually rumble in games causes me to snap back into my disgusting meat sack. Right. Donkey Kong does not do that. I keep that vibration on. That game is actually like I'm leaving my meat sack more by keeping rumble on.
Okay.
It's the only game I can think of. That and Demon Souls remake.
Yeah,
which has like the super
the
peak
PS5
vibration.
special stuff.
Yeah.
Was there like a first or early boss that's like that culmination of what the design is trying to achieve? That thesis statement boss kind of thing, where you kind of have a really cool fight against like something that shows you like what this game is doing. Do you know what I mean?
I haven't gotten to fight a boss on my own yet. Paige kind of fucked those bosses up for me really bad.
Yeah. Okay. Little brother mode.
Those bosses do exist, but Pat has not run into them yet. Yeah. But there are absolutely a couple of bosses where it's like, okay, this is going to test every single moveset you have, probably the different transformations, and you probably need to be. Eventually, you're going to need to be switching between God form, Donkey Kong God form modes, pretty quickly to be able to adapt to certain situations. And there are levels like that too, where it's like this level is demanding you to think of your entire moveset.
Okay.
And so, applying it to that.
As I'm about 4 levels in, and the game is like immaculate. The game is like a shining joy and like a total triumph. But there's been something that's like been really strange to me, and I've put our chat into emote only mode in preparation of me talking to Gene about this, because prior to the game's release, like right prior, people were like, "Be careful, fucking spoilers! Careful, fucking spoilers for Donkey Kong." And I went on to social media and was like, y'all are fucking stupid idiots. What's the fucking spoiler? He's going to get a banana and Rambi the rhino is there. But then as time has gone on, I'm seeing more and more people go, oh, fuck. The YouTube thumbnails for Donkey Kong are full of fucking, I can't believe this. And like getting really intense. And so I don't want no details. I don't want no nothing. But like, does this game actually have spoilers that fucking matter at all?
I was gonna ask about a plot-related question next. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Sure. I will say it in the clearest way possible. This game has a more surprising plot than Kojima's Death Stranding 2.
Oh my god!
My god!
Yeah, I know what half of that means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, exactly what that means. Exactly.
I do.
Because you're like, oh, I saw a lot of this coming.
I get what you're. Yeah. Okay.
Because it wasn't. Because it wasn't surprising, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
No? Yeah.
Okay.
But
well,
there is a lot of surprise.
All right.
And like, it's like, wow, I did not know Nintendo had this in them to like write like that. Like this
Because
is
right
like
now the plot for me is Donkey Kong's like me want banana.
But what are the lore implications of young Pauline hanging out while Cranky Kong represents the first Donkey Kong?
Yeah, no, I also had that thought, genuinely.
And that should have been the Pauline that he knows from her age.
Don't worry about it.
What are the implications? Mega 64 asks.
I'm glad I shut everybody up in the chat right now because
I won't say
they
anything either. So yeah.
Gene is
But
smiling
again,
and
this is
nodding and not answering, and that makes me think we are flying too close to the sun.
Let me just say, there's a surprising
right.
amount of writing in this game. Well, there's a lot of
Gotcha.
narrative design in Donkey Kong Bonanza that I did not expect either.
I just haven't
So,
seen it yet, right? Because like
No.
I'm in like the
No.
canyon stage right now.
I mean, you might have seen it by now, but I don't know.
Well, but like I didn't think anything of it.
There's a lot of storytelling in the environment, actually.
Damn.
Like you might actually have to put on your Vadi Vidya hat.
Yo,
Oh,
are we walking into a room and
no!
are we gonna meet the nameless Kong?
Oh no!
The forgotten one? Holy
I'm
Forgotten
just
shit.
here for
son.
banana.
Yeah.
You know, is there some like, it's like, ooh, yeah, there's Diddy and Dixie and, you know, and then all of a sudden, like, the implication of Lanky. Where did Lanky go? What happened?
Lanky's dead, man.
Or was Lanky just forgotten about at the bottom of the pit? God
Just
damn
thinking
it.
of like the forgotten Lord of Bananas or some shit. Also, I gotta say, it's so inspired to the way that they treat Banandium in this game. It's like one of my favorite visual motifs I've ever seen in anything, because they're mining Banandium gems out of the dirt, but Banandium gems have like that sickly, disgusting fluorescent yellow green to them. And when you get a Banandium chip, which is like a coin, it's the fucking radiation symbol, but with bananas.
Nice.
And like he's just fucking eating, and because bananas are rich in potassium, and potassium in high enough amounts are radioactive. And so like Donkey Kong is just chowing down on banana themed enriched uranium a 1,000 times in a row.
Okay, but Gene is implying that King K. Rool is going to try to stop you from linking the flame,
He
right?
might.
So
you know what? I wouldn't even be shocked. I will say one thing: the villain of this game gives off massive Zant energy.
yeah,
Void Kong.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Void Kong.
Oh,
just
the
fucking
CEO,
feels,
right? The company.
Yeah, he fucking
yeah.
feels like Zant.
That villain group did look kind of cool.
Yeah, there's Poppy Kong, right? There's a girl one who I didn't think was that attractive at first, but after I seen her, I'm like,
And then there's Grumpy Kong, who I like. I like Grumpy Kong a lot.
he kind of looks like your favorite character is red haired and big, and
Yeah,
you know, he's
absolutely.
like
Is
And he's
wolf.
grumpy.
her name is Poppy Kong?
Poppy Kong. Yeah.
Okay.
I've never heard of her as Poppy
We'll be
Kong.
putting that in
The
the search
person I know
history
refers
right
to as Australian slang term of choice, Kong.
Ah, okay. So then is there going to be Candy Kong and Poppy Kong staring each other down like Mai and Chun-Li, you know?
Having a Tifa slap fight, right?
True.
That game's unbelievable.
Okay.
That game's like absolutely incredible. Like it is giving the first like you remember when you played like about 8 hours of Expedition 33 and you were like this one. That's the second game I played this year that feels like that.
Okay. It's the one that Nintendo put all the juice into. They concentrated the juice.
It did.
And it's like I really like Mario Odyssey a lot. I think Mario Odyssey is fucking great. And like I say that this shit blows Mario Odyssey out of the water like immediately. Like it is a straight upgrade. There is a small, tiny issue with it, and that is the 119 CAD price point plus tax.
Yeah.
It is the single most expensive. Let me check that. Maybe I'm wrong. Donkey Kong Bonanza Switch 2. It is like the single most expensive game I've ever purchased without
Okay.
any
$70.
fancy shit on it.
Is that different from $70 for the US? It's $70
Oh, sorry,
here in the US.
99. Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of 109 after tax.
Okay.
My
Well,
mistake. Yeah, no, it's fucking ridiculous.
Well,
It's fucking absurd.
At that price, a PSA: do not paint your cartridge yellow in an attempt to recreate the Kong games of yesteryear, lest you
don't do it.
break your Switch 2.
It's a 99 plus tax Canadian game. That's ridiculous.
That is crazy.
The fact that it's like the best game I've played since maybe Expedition 33 makes it fucking weird to talk about.
That's big. That's big words. That's crazy.
Yeah, I will say, when I beat it, it gave me the gave me the extremely rare feeling that I got after I beat the ancient feeling that I got after I beat Super Nintendo, and I was like, holy shit.
Oh no.
Interesting. Okay.
That was an incredible, perfect video game, and wow, that was an incredible way to go out too. So
Hey Gene, let me ask you a question. This is really important because you say there's like 1,000 bananas, right?
Mhm.
So I was playing through the game and I got through about 3.5, 4 levels ish in like 1.5 sittings. And I have like 118 bananas, which is like, a full sixth of the post game bananas. And I'm like, man, I'm fucking flying through this shit. Oh, wow. This seems really short. I'm going to assume bananas get further apart the further I get into the game. Yes.
it'll crawl. It'll slow to a crawl once you get to like 300 or 400 for sure.
Okay. Because I got like
the first
40
100
bananas in like 2 hours and I couldn't
I would
believe
say
it.
those are like pity bananas for sure. So
Front loaded. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Feel good about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I could just say, going back to that that fool who painted his cartridge yellow and bricked his fucked up his Switch too. I can understand the sentiment that he was getting at, the desire for that cartridge to be yellow. I do get. Perhaps sanding?
No. No, that's stupid.
I get the idea that you're like, oh, the others were yellow. I wanted this one to be yellow too. But just painting it and sticking it in there and ruining the thing is absolutely batshit.
Liquids
maybe
plus technology, bad. That's the.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been nice if Nintendo just made it yellow, certainly. But
Yeah.
To which I'm
made the
sure
box
Nintendo
yellow,
goes,
at
who
least,
gives
too.
a fucking shit about cartridges?
Well, yeah, there's that part too, right? Or just make the digital, cartridge
Also,
yellow when you.
The cartridge is like the size of my thumbnail, man. Like how? Like this isn't a collectible N64 looking like big cart either.
It's a
Like,
little
who
bit
gives
of
a shit.
It's like when the Luigi Super Luigi Wii came out, and you're like, oh, it's a green box though,
Yeah, it's like getting a micro SD card with like a special branding on it, and it's like you're never gonna look at the branding. It doesn't matter.
That's it.
Like those Mario Bros.
Exactly.
SD cards or
Mhm.
whatever.
The Mario micro SD cards,
Mhm.
which are the only ones available for the express versions of the micro SD cards for Switch.
Yeah, I got
so
one of
like,
those. I put it in the
buy it.
Switch.
Yeah, so I have a Mario Star SD card in my Switch too.
It's like, who gives a shit?
Oh.
It's like the size of my pinky nail, and you jam it in. You'll never see it again ever.
I'll never see it again until I replace it with a terabyte or whatever. So
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
That game's unbelievable.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the Nintendo fucking.
Like Gene says, it might be game of the year. Now, granted, this is the third game I've talked to him about this year that he says might be game of the year.
It's been escalating. Kirby Air Riders is gonna close out the year, and it's gonna make us throw up.
Have you started KCD 2 yet?
Yeah. Oh, KCD 2. I need to start KCD 1. That's where I need to go. So
KCD 1 game of the year 2025.
So
there you go.
I guess just while we're hitting these notes, like, how much did Expedition 33 rock you, Gene? I'm just curious, like, because that for me is a generational game.
I can't say that. I loved it.
Okay.
But I gave it 3.5 out of 4 stars. And
Okay.
I've always kind of been there.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. For me,
Uh,
Elden Ring was a generational game. So you know.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it was.
I understand. There's a lot of stuff about it that is very specifically tailored to me that I love, you know,
Mhm.
and folks I know as well. But I hear you.
Everybody in the Xenoblade community who's played it, was like, "Oh, this is just Xenoblade with French people." That's where it comes from. Like a
Okay,
lot of
see, I
the,
wish I had played Xenoblade. I'm still waiting for them to announce the Switch 2
they need
upgrade,
to
or
make
I
whatever,
Switch 2 upgrades to get there.
which I
So,
feel are coming.
that
yeah.
sounds reductive, I guess, but I wouldn't
Well, I
fully
mean, you can be
know.
as reductive if you want.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It's a
It's
trust me,
it's very very much
it's a
Xenoblade
lot of the
sauce.
same story. From the intro to the ending.
Mhm.
It's the same. It's the same beats. It's the same thing basically. From part 1 to part 3, from the intro, I was like, "Oh, this is Xenoblade. What are we doing here?"
How's that Xenoblade parry?
There is no parry.
Oh, okay.
But I like that. The reason why I
Okay.
love Xenoblade so much, and the reason why I want
So,
Pat to play so
'cause,
much, is
you
because
know.
it is single player. It is single player FF14. That's I would love to play FF14 offline, but I can't ever. So that's why I'll never play it. So instead, I got Xenoblade.
Okay, I hear you on that. The gameplay bits of Expedition 33 are as loudly a part of my you know enamorment with this game as
That controller blowjob analogy that I made earlier. It's the same thing when I did do like a group parry, like in Expedition 33.
yeah
Like
yeah
when everyone goes like boom at the same time.
the
It's
expedition
like,
counters.
you're hitting the spot right there. Thank
Gotcha.
you. Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't mind jumping around a little bit, because I mean I imagine we got quite a few things, and then y'all are gonna get to a Death Stranding 2 spoiler cast a little bit later. Did either of you see Superman?
I did not
I
see
did.
Superman.
Gene? Okay.
I have. Yeah.
I would like to jump in. I saw Superman.
Have you seen Superman, Jane?
He said yeah.
I have.
All right.
Fucking okay, cool.
Give me a thumbs up
Okay.
when you're back.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
Or a text message.
all right.
All right. Superman spoiler cast, I guess. Yeah, here we go.
Wait, let me get ready. Let me get the oh jeez, I didn't have a pop-up ready for that, but sure. Yes. Superman fucking rules, dude.
I love it.
What a
Okay.
great movie.
What
Oh! Yo.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just get a here. Superman spoiler cast is on. I really, really enjoyed what James Gunn was doing coming back to this. Coming, you know, like the idea of him picking that to work on. It's like, okay, what are you cooking? You must have some ideas. There's a reason why you're picking that. And yeah, I thought it was phenomenal. In particular, the part that I think it was kind of announced earlier on or so, and then you just feel here is it is sincere, right? It's whimsical, and it has that core idea in the line essentially. What if empathy is punk rock? What if caring about people could be considered punk rock? You know? Oh God, I love that so much. It just really like it stuck that part of it in particular because he's kind of a goober, you know. He's kind of this goofy dude, but you're like, yeah, that's a nice guy, and he's someone you'd want to hang out with.
He's a guy. He was a guy that'll call his opponent chum, like, "Hey, chum," and it's like, that's perfect.
Yes, and you know the feeling of him being like out of his time or so. I mean, the overall, like it's like I like that it kind of says, nah, fuck the cynical, right? Fuck the cynical. Yeah, that's a part of it, and yes, the world sucks, but like there's a part of it here where I'm like, you know, when Lois Lane is pegging him down, taking him down a peg for his like band choices, and you're like, oh, you're into like pop punk and shit, like you're into some radio garbage. What? That's not punk rock. What the fuck, you know? And you're like, no, that's not right. But you know what is? Like actually being somebody that's like, yo, fuck ethnic cleansing. Like, fuck authoritarian regimes and whatever the political climate says, you're like, yeah, people were gonna die. I don't give a shit, right? Being anti-authoritarian in that way, that is definitionally what punk rock is. I find that to be really cool, and I love that part of the movie. I love that it like carries that pretty loudly. The most fucking petty, the most petty Luther has ever been, right? Like,
yeah.
he is Bezosing it up, and he knows how much of a little bitch he is. He's like, I know that envy is controlling all my actions. I don't give a shit. I love that you even have him like crying, you know, in his failure as well. Like, it was an awesome, just like, what a
Nicholas
fucking
Hoult was amazing. Yeah. I wasn't even on the like, oh, he's not that petty until I saw him invent a fucking pocket dimension of monkeys that is talking shit about Superman. And I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I don't know how much more petty you can get than that. That's crazy,
As,
you know.
as an internet person as well, that was an extra like fun thing of like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of monkeys here talking shit about you, creating hashtags, you know. How about the part where Crypto is a bad dog for the whole fucking movie, right?
That was cute. Yeah,
Crypto's
that
a
was cute.
bad dog, you know? And then of course Supergirl, you meet disaster ass Kesha Supergirl fucking drunkenly stumbling in, and you go, of course he's a bad dog. That's why. You know? Just great. I love the part where you know, James Gunn is gonna grab Mr. Terrific, the obscure character, and make him a beloved one, you know?
Yeah, the best action sequence like that was like I have like two minor gripes about the movie. Like one is that I think like it could use like 2 or 3 jokes less. Like that bothers me about James Gunn is that like he can never like really let emotional or dramatic moment breathe, you know?
I know what you mean.
Yeah. But like I didn't mind the humor in this movie at all. I thought like most of it was pretty well placed. It's just like maybe like 1 or 2 or 3 jokes like you could have just like edited that back. And then the other thing is like the action sequence because I'm kind of a Snyder bro. I like the Snyder movies.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
Yeah.
I love them for the action sequences.
Yes,
mostly. Right?
you like live action Dragon Ball, right? And I understand.
I need live action Dragon Ball. I love that about Man of Steel. Right?
Make no mistake. That Kryptonian girl, like side shift flash stepping, is the hottest shit.
Yeah. Specifically her.
That rules.
Exactly.
No. I'm not gonna pretend that didn't rule. That was cool.
Yeah.
But
the IHOP fight was sick. Yes.
But I can't get over how garbage everything else fucking felt.
Everything else is terrible.
And I can't get
Everything
over
else is
fucking
terrible.
this. Put your hand up, right? Compare that Pa Kent to this Pa Kent, right?
Oh my
the
God.
blubbering, just he had a couple of lines, but he was full of character. And Lois gets to establish, like, oh, I get who this dude is from just meeting those parents, staring into the phone, talking, hey there, Clark. You know? It was so charming and fun.
The way they set him back on his like childhood bed, like and all the like the bedroom is like still like there, and it's like all of that. Like I wish I had more of that.
Yes.
But that already communicated so much that it like moved me very very well. You know, it was perfect.
And what I liked too is that it felt like it was moving Lois too, because initially with Lois when she was like having that interview with him and like coming down on him for the Jarhanpur stuff, right? And I was like, is Lois being the enlightened centrist? You know what I mean? Like, is she? I was like, you're coming down on him for some of this stuff, and I understand you're asking the questions and kind of being like, you know,
she's a journalist. Of course, she has to.
But that's it.
As someone who has to be centrist,
right?
I get it. You know?
I know, and that's the thing is I understand, and then it's like, okay, through actually kind of meeting and getting to see get the answers to those questions close up, she's like, okay, yeah, I see what this is about, right? This is just really who he is. But I was initially like, all right, Lois, let's see where you're going with this. But no, that is the job. I do understand. Also, fucking Guy Gardner. What a perfect job. Nathan Fillion, you know, like
perfect James Gunn character, honestly. That
Right.
like James Gunn is really good at making like snarky assholes, and it's like, of course you have to have Guy Gardner as Green Lantern in your movie. That's perfect though. Do that.
He's like the things like Guy Gardner he's a good guy. He's just an asshole. You know, you need to get that, like, all right, he's here to save the day, fine, but fuck, I hate that he's around. Like, he gets that energy perfectly with the fucking haircut and everything. You know, keeping his guts together with his powers. I mean, yeah, he's great, and it's also nice whenever Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk are in the same, you know, like project together, because they're like, it's that little reunion, you know. Yeah, that's it. You know, that's all that I thought it was fantastic, and I just love that the people of Metropolis got so used to the safety of Superman being that good that they're not even worried about anything. You know, he's saving squirrels out there. Incredible
Yeah, it's
stuff.
like me living in DC and there's just like protests with explosions outside. I'm just like, that's just another day in DC. It's fine.
Right. Sure. You know, so just shout outs to James Gunn for that. I mean, and yeah, just kind of bringing a sense of like, yeah, you can just be a good person. You can just be, you know, hopeful. You could have whimsy. It doesn't have to be edgy. Being a good person isn't lame. And, you know, and just fully embracing that message, like having hope. I really liked that.
Also,
sincerity.
Superman had a really good feat. He was able to blow himself away from the void.
True.
You know?
True. He
Which
got
is
it.
like,
Yeah.
that's massive.
And like I've heard people like that are like, nah, this sucks, it's corny, it's lame, he gets his ass beat a bunch, and it's like, nah, man, like the person who said his powers are the least interesting thing about him was right on point. You know, like fuck all that. I get if you grew up with Christopher Reeve and you just started like, I want more, like, no. This is how you get this interesting. I fucking
When you see that squirrel, I can't believe like the test. This is where, like, you know, that market testing and test audiences like fucking suck sometimes, you know, because like he tested that squirrel scene to test audiences and nobody liked it. So they took it out, and James Gunn was like, "No, I want the squirrel scene back in." And it's like, "No, that's perfect. That's
fuck
the perfect scene."
Fuck that shit. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Market testing shit to homogenous bullcrap is nonsense, you know. And I'm so glad that he was brave enough to keep that in, because that was like one of the best scenes. Like him just going, like it was refreshing. Like I liked that it wasn't a direct counter to this. It's not like the return or Rise of the Skywalker to the Last Jedi. It's not like some weird overcorrection of something in response to like the last movie or whatever, right? It's just like, no, we're gonna do our own thing, and Superman is gonna go out of his way to like save these buildings from falling on people and saving all these people, and it's not like a direct response to the Snyderverse. It's just that's just what this version is.
The complete opposite of like city destruction, 100%. And look, Henry Cavill was a great casting choice, but I love what they did here. I like, you know, and like, again, you want to hang out with this dude, you know. There and there's just that element too of it where you're just like, oh, we're getting ballsy today because we're talking shit to Schmetanyahu about Schmizrael. You know, you're like, oh, word. Oh, we're going in then. Let's go in. Going in is kind of cool, actually.
I saw the discourse about that, and I was like, it can't be that, like, it can't be like that. And I saw the movie, I was like, it's a little hard to not read it that way. I get it.
I mean, Boravia and Jarhanpur are from the original comics. In 1939, Boravia was introduced, and in 2002 in JLA, we learned about Jarhanpur. These are, you know, originals countries. So anyway, Hawkgirl also was great, and she didn't get that much, but I also feel like James Gunn was like, you all know her already. You know, we don't have to establish too much about her. You already know who she is. Let's focus on
strong.
The ones you didn't know.
The only thing that fucked me about her, and it's nothing to do with the movie or no issue at all. It's just that she's Dina from The Last of Us, and I just watched goddamn The Last of Us, and then now I see her. I'm just like, Dina, what are you doing here? That's literally it for me.
Last bit I wanted to mention that was, I think, just kind of represents how much he kind of got what resonates with this character is there's no fucking kryptonite except for a kryptonite problem that must be solved with empathy. Right? You want to talk about fully understanding what makes this character interesting and what works here and his struggle. There is living kryptonite that you have to fucking solve with feelings and being a good person. That's how we get
Oh.
past the obstacle. Like, I love that part of it.
The kryptonite is alive this time. You have to talk
Yes.
to the source of this pain.
It's
You have
not
to talk it
just
down.
it's not
I
just
didn't
a
even think
magic
about it that
rock.
way.
You
That's
know?
cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's his power. That's what makes him good. That's the core of why he cares. You know, the twist of him basically being an invincible type setup in the you know, Jor-El and all that is kind of wild. But I think it makes for a more interesting thing here. It's fine. And this being a thing where he's like, yeah, no, what makes him matter is what he learned from his parents here, and then of course that ending with like seeing the visual of them, you know, and all that as the chosen parents. It makes that type of scene with the kryptonite matter more. That's his power. That's what his strength is, not his ability to be fucking Goku, you know? All right.
Yeah, and that's why he wasn't Goku. He's not the Princess Saiyans, which is what the Saiyans were supposed to do. But yeah.
Yeah. I saw some people complaining about the ending shot, and I'm like, nah, man, it's just him and the dog
No,
just chilling. Fuck
that was
off.
perfect. That was
Fuck
perfect.
off. Him and Crypto are chilling, you know? Beautiful mood. All right,
Just
we're
listen to
good.
music, just watching some old vids, you know. Oh yeah.
All right, spoiler cast over.
The system works.
There you go.
You guys seem to really enjoy talking about Superman.
It was a really good movie.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah, that's it.
Highly recommend. I loved it. I want to see it again.
Watch that
I
as
want to
soon
see
as
it
I
again.
can.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, let me ask you guys: is Lex Luthor a big hater in that movie?
Oh.
All right, that's what I wanted. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. I got it. I got what I needed.
Oh boy.
Yeah. You love that hater energy. That's how you got involved in the Kendrick Drake beef.
Yeah, man.
You got drawn to the hatred, you know, like a moth
Oh
to
yeah, Drake level petty. Drake level petty. Beyond. Okay.
Yeah, imagine if Drake was a Superman villain. It would just be like he would just rap at like Hawk Girl or whatever like that instead. Yeah.
See, I feel
mean,
like the joke here would have just flowed a little bit better if he was a Batman villain, and because then he would just be the diddler.
Sure. Yep. Correct. There you go.
There you go.
With a big owl costume, you know.
Oh yeah, that's right. At the Owl Court. Yeah.
At the court of owl. Oh no! Way to ruin. Yeah. Anyways, all right.
It's so funny when I see your channel and I see like the Not Like Us Kendrick Drake brief is like one of your top most viewed like videos.
I mean,
podcasts ever.
The hate is too juicy, you know.
My favorite music journalism podcast, basically.
Oh, that's us.
Yeah.
So real quick, I wanted to mention two other things that were that I watched. There was a Takashi Miike movie that came out that is at Fantasia Film Fest, has been happening in Montreal. It's where they do import films every year, and got a couple of those, including the new Genndy Tartakovsky movie, which is like this wild about a dog that's like getting clipped.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
It's crazy. And I didn't know. I just bought the tickets because I saw the name Genndy and I was like, yep, I'm in. And then
how is it?
I didn't see it yet. It's I'm going to watch it later in August.
Excited.
But like I bought tickets and then I saw the trailer later going, what the fuck is happening? It's called
cast.
Idris Elba's in it. It's called Fixed. And all I can tell is, because it's just raunchy animal fucking R-rated shit, it seems to be like, all I can tell is it seems to be like he wanted to make a John K. / Ralph Bakshi sort of send up, you know, a Fritz the Cat style animation thing. That's what I'm guessing he was going for, but apparently he wanted to make this movie for 11 years. I have no fucking idea what's going on.
I gotta tell you, man, there's this really awesome thing that happens when you like respect somebody. This is like, and like they put out something, or they be like, hey, look, I got my new thing coming out, and you're like, this looks like a pile of fucking shit. And because you respect them, you're like, I think they're trying something really interesting here.
Because Genndy Tartakovsky earned respect with Primal, with Clone Wars, with Dexter's Lab. I mean, Samurai Jack. Like, he's earned the benefit of the doubt. But then you see a dog asshole puckering at you in fucking full 4K, and it's really well animated, and you go, oh!
I've been waiting 15 years to make this my magnum opus.
You know? I don't know, man. We'll find out. But the fact that I bought those tickets sight unseen and just said, okay, I trust the name, and then saw the trailer, that name is earned. It's earned some benefit of the doubt. So we'll see what happens, you know, getting that star-studded cast on it. But that's not even what I was going to talk about. There was a Takashi Miike movie called Blazing Fists, and it's kind of a goofy, like, it's essentially Takashi Miike's River City Ransom. Street delinquent kids coming out of juvie, and they have family and gang problems, and they can only be solved with fists. And they gotta get over those, and they gotta make their way to the big MMA tournament, Breaking Down, you know. And you've got characters that look like kind of the scrappy little main character one. You got the tough, stoic, sharp eyebrowed one, you know, the gangster with the shaved head, all these little like GTO prequel dudes, you know, hanging out and being goofy, and like the narrative is kind of all over the place, but it's fun to watch them fight and be these pretty boy MMA dudes. And then the villain of the movie walks in, and it's Gacked.
Really?
And
What?
old man Gacked walks in, and he is not in shape for this movie. He is just old man body, and he is not Araki. He is, you can see the makeup crust on his face, and he's walking in being the main villain, shirt off, ready to fight, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing, old man? You're gonna die. Blazing Fists, aka Blue Fight, with Gacked as the leader of the Krishna gang. And these,
I gotta see this.
it's
now.
so goofy. It's wild, you know. You have a like 100-man battle going on with the main characters fighting their way through a Sifu level, and Gacked is on the couch, leaning back, watching, waiting for his time to enter.
Was he playing Mr. X?
Yes, you know. It's pure goofy shit, but like if any of that sounds appealing to you, go watch it for some fun. And
That
also,
sounds amazing. I want to see star of a beloved action game, Bujingai. I forgot to say
Bujingai,
as
yes.
Bujingai.
Oh my god, he looks terrible.
And also,
Oh my god, he looks terrible. Oh, no.
He is not a timeless vampire. He is aging and doesn't give a fuck.
Even in this short clip I'm watching, he is not putting out the energy that this character appears to be supposed to be putting out.
This needs to be a young, dangerous, threatening, like buff dude, and like he's like, nah, me though. In the same way that he me-tho'd his way into FF7, fucking Zeta Gundam, and Fist of the North Star. Me though now. Anyway, go see that. Go watch, you know, Blazing Fists as your Japanese never back down, you know. And also because it's a Takashi Miike movie, he makes sure to emphasize no fewer than 3 to 4 times that, hey man, if you get arrested and you're awaiting conviction, don't worry about it. You're as good as cooked, because the conviction rate in Japan is 99%. You know, that was the core message of the Phoenix Wright movie, of course, and Phoenix Wright too, you know.
Well, I mean, that's the core message of Phoenix Wright.
Yeah. But Miike has taken that as a thing, and he's like, yep, it's pretty fucked up how being accused of a crime in Japan means you did the crime. You know? That's a part of it there too. And then one last little one, very, very quick, but have you seen or heard of Pokemon Concierge?
That's the one with the Psyduck, right?
Yeah. It's a stop motion short that was on Netflix, came out about 2 years ago, and it's really cool. It's great. It's just a short miniseries about this stressed out girl in her 30s who's, you know, got dumped and is just, her brain is just flowing with like work and reports and bullshit, getting a job on an island where Pokemon are there, and it's a little resort, and you just get to enjoy the vibes of a Pokemon resort with beautiful stop motion animation. What a great
How
vibe.
much does the show love Psyduck?
Psyduck is really cool. Psyduck
Because
is
I love Psyduck.
I love
I love
Psyduck.
him.
Oh, Psyduck is
Mm.
there. And to the point where I'm like, anytime they try to move over to Pikachu, I'm like, get the fuck out of here, rat. More of that duck, baby.
I
Let's
want
go.
to talk to my duck that suffers from permanent migraines, dog. Like,
Right?
Yeah, the big Hollywood movie version had a lot of Psyduck in it, and I was like, now this movie is good.
Let's go. So yeah, I heard it's
Now
getting a
that-
season 2. So I went, yeah, yesterday they announced season 2, and that's how I even heard about it. So I was like, oh, what is this? Ooh, this looks great. And it's just a short, short thing, but it's a fun vibe. And it also like it has like, so from what I've seen so far, there appears to be like no fighting in it, but it still understands the world of Pokemon and conveys that really well with just slice of life Pokemon hangouts, and yeah, like the stressed out girl is like, filing reports to explain what she did on her vacation job, and it's like, nah, relax, chill out, just de-stress. It's wholesome. And if that sounds like a good time, go check it out. Yeah, it's like really short episodes, and I don't know if it quietly came out on Netflix a couple years ago or not, but like I missed it entirely. Really like it.
I'll check it out. Yeah. Also, Gag looks pretty cool. I think he looks pretty cool.
Oh, he's
you know
not,
what he looks like?
yeah.
He looks like he looks like he's about to produce the next mainline Final Fantasy game.
oh, I hope not.
He looks like he's about to make a Final Fantasy.
Oh.
He looks like a
No.
Tetsuya Nomura or a Yoshi P.
He's posing and carrying the shirtless energy of like a final boss, but he does not look like it at all. It's wild how much like confidence and makeup is projecting. Anyway, but like, what is Gact if not for that, though?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's pretty much all I was going to bring up for my stuff. So, hey, that's Wooly versus I am streaming fucking nothing. So
Nothing.
Leave me alone. I got baby shit to get ready for.
It's got baby stuff going on.
Let me get the fuck out of
Not
here.
too much baby stuff yet, but soon.
It's coming.
But soon.
But I put the little video out. I let people know.
I eagerly every day await every podcast day. I await a text message that just says no podcast.
There will be a range
No
of
follow-up,
time.
no details, no messages back.
There will be a range of time in which, at any given moment, I'm recording here and I might be gotta go, and that's it. So yeah, stay tuned for
No
that.
podcast today. I'm busy.
All right. Baton pass.
Yeah. All right. So, hey, Gene, my friend Gene, you played the Death Stranding 2.
I sure did.
I would like to talk to you about Death Stranding 2, about stuff that Wooly can absolutely be here for,
Okay.
which is the game's overall mechanical flow.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this game, the way it paces its challenges and the way that it paces its level structure and the way that it paces your upgrade structure, to be a significant step down from the first game. Would you agree with that?
As one of the crazy people that you mentioned before that played Death Stranding 1 right after finishing Death Stranding 2, and I went back to the PC port of the base game. I didn't even play the
You're
director's
crazy.
Wow.
You're nuts.
Wow.
Not even the director's cut, because I already played the director's cut. So but I wanted to start DS1 and not like, because in Death Stranding 1 you can't make multiple saves. Like it'll eventually like filter out, and that drives me crazy. Thankfully in Death Stranding 2, one of the many mechanical upgrades is that you can have multiple save files. So I was like, but I never played the base version of DS1, but I bought it, and you can't buy it on Steam anymore. It's delisted. So I went back to that one, and I was like, I like progression better here still. It is more natural. It is kind of more rewarding by the time you get to the end of it. And this is an old game that I already know well and love, and I was like, I see it though. I do see that.
So like this is so perfect because like I was talking to Gene in between like sessions that I was streaming it, and I kept hitting him like, am I crazy? Am I remembering this wrong? I don't remember trucks being able to go like up a 50-degree slope.
No.
I don't remember that at
Oh.
all.
Oh, like it changed
So Wooly,
the vehicles.
unfortunately, you do not have the requisite video game knowledge to intrinsically understand the phrase that I'm about to say, but you can Skyrim your way up mountains in vehicles in this game. You can like diagonally pose your truck or trike and just like get enough traction to just wiggle your ass up the most ridiculous of incline
Okay.
with a vehicle.
Okay.
The controls are better now. The controls are way better for driving.
The controls for driving are much better. As a result, it allows you to take a truck to places to like fucking ruin the fucking game's progression. Just fuck it up.
But is it ruining it, or is it kind of meant to be like, you fucking got there, you did it, why not? You know?
So the game follows a really similar structure in terms of progression over like environments. So it's like flat plains, rocky plains, mountain, rocky watery plains,
river,
big ice mountain. Like it's more or less like the same
mud.
thing. The ice mountain, which is like your final navigatable challenge, I took 2 trips on foot and the rest I just drove straight over hills and mountains and just ignored it.
And you're talking about not road building, right? Like off terrain. Yeah.
No, just like right over the edge.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's the difference in that when I was driving my truck to the snow mountain, right? But the truck would die in the middle of a snowstorm while I'm stuck in a mountain. So I would have to leave, and then like all of a sudden we went back to DS1. But I think that might have been a consequence of the fact that I was playing it during a review period, and nobody was placing batteries in that area yet. And then nobody had played zip lines. Like I saw your playthrough, and then like you just had a fucking zipline network already there.
So Gene and Ludi, friend of the show, Ludwig Vorsel, were in my stream quite a bit, and one of the things that they both noticed. So one of the upgrades you can get, like you have a skill tree now. Games love skill trees now, but one of the skills that you can get is more bridges and zip lines from other people will show up in your game. And there's 2 levels to that.
Okay.
So I don't know if you remember, but in the first Death Stranding, when you brought in other people's zip lines into your game, it would never, and I mean never, bring in 2 connected zip lines.
No.
It would bring in like zip line from Joey, and then nothing, and then zip line from Timmy, and often they didn't really line up correctly. So you had to like place not just the interim one, but you had to place 2 interim ones. I had like zipline networks of 3 lines in a row, perfectly placed in the mountain as soon as I connected the network.
Wow.
And I was like,
they overtuned it.
So what I did is that I had like a mission where I had to go from like the bottom of the mountain to the absolute top, and on the way there, I pre-placed zip lines at like the tips of the network, right? Just the absolute tips. And then once I ran out of network, I couldn't do that. And then I connected the network, and then somebody else's zip lines were close enough to the ones that I pre-placed that the whole thing was just completely finished 1 trip in. Like I didn't even have to go back out and reconnect them and move them around. Like that stretch was just done.
It was done. And I restarted DS2, and I got back to that point like super fast, just to see whether the zipline network. Well, not just to see. I enjoyed the game too, but when I got back there, I was like, oh, this is a whole network already here. Like they overtuned it, I think.
Yeah, like the controls are way better, which means dealing with like human enemies is like much easier.
Okay.
The vehicle controls are way better, and as a result, a lot of environmental challenges are just like mitigated. Like I built roads everywhere, and then at the end of the game I stopped because it was like, well, I don't have time, and that's a different discussion we'll have in a second. I didn't need the roads. The game is flat. Like the game is like overwhelmingly flat. Do you remember in Death Stranding 1, near that mule base, near the first mountain on the south side, there was this chasm that would go across the whole map that was like 50 feet deep, that if you didn't hit like a jump right, you wouldn't be able to clear it and you'd fall through and all your shit would fall.
I did fall.
Literally never happened to me.
Okay.
Not even one time in the entirety of Death Stranding 2. Now, part of that is that I am a better player because I beat Death Stranding 1. Right?
But
and
it's
Death
also
Stranding 2 gives you a million more tools.
Yeah.
Right? But they don't give you any new challenges.
The environment doesn't rise to the occasion of better controls, better tech, more connectivity, and all the other things you're getting.
God, I want to say like 50 new different like cool items, but the enemy, there's only like one new enemy type, and you just shoot them. You shoot their ass. It's not a problem. And there's no new environmental challenges, not really.
And in DS1, as I went back to Death Stranding 1, I was like, oh, Conan O'Brien is actually a bitch to get to.
Dude, I used him as an example. When I was beating the game, I'm like, there is not a single location in Death Stranding 2 that is as annoying to reach as Conan O'Brien in DS1. Not a single one.
And the collector who collects like PlayStation games, whatever. Like you actually have to like create like a weird ladder or one of the climb anchors to climb down to him. You can't just drive there. You can't just walk up there.
Yeah, the social stuff is like crazy overtuned. Like I didn't use I used ladders in my first 2 sessions playing the game, and then never again. Didn't need them. I think I used 2 climbing ropes the whole rest of the game after that.
Okay.
I was like, no, I'm just gonna drive my truck. I'm gonna drive my motorcycle.
No, like laying flat across a tightrope type of thing. Not much. Wow.
Not really, no. Or if you did need to, don't worry. Someone already pre-placed it before you. I would like open up the network and see like, you know, a river formation. There's Gene, you know the river, the river highway that is to the east of the dunes, the one that goes to the Fort Knot.
Oh yeah.
Ghost Hunter. I'm driving down the highway that I didn't
that
have
river. Yeah.
There were 4 community bridges across the river, all next to each other, because they all just loaded in.
I built one of them. I got like 200,000 likes from that bridge. Yeah.
Like every time you link up the network, like the community buildings just explode and just fill the whole game.
But on the other hand, though, I kind of like that though, because I kind of like seeing like the Australian landscape just filled with a lot of light up shit or whatever.
Oh, totally. I just wish it was like, I wish there was more to. Like mechanically, I think there was one moment well, no, we'll talk about that. There were 2 things. One is I was complaining about the truck. I was like really viciously complaining about the truck. I was complaining really hard about the truck. I'm like, I've been using the truck the whole game, and yes, I know I control the things that I do in the game, but the game says, hey, you need a truck for this mission. Like they literally say you have too much cargo, you need a truck. So they give you a truck, right? You got to come all the way down from the mountain with the truck. And I'm like, okay. And I had like the most leisurely trip down the mountain I could imagine. Like it was trivial. It was super easy. I didn't run into a single problem. I didn't even like come off. I didn't even tip the car, right? And I got to the bottom, and I was like, all right, well that was chill. And then the reward they gave me was snow tires that make the truck be able to climb like a 70-degree angle on the mountain. And I was like.
Okay.
What? It was already too. Are you crazy?
So like, if you were to like a lot of that stuff is like, I would assume just hearing it that you'd be like, okay, so Kojima deliberately decided to de-emphasize the navigation challenge in order to emphasize something else, perhaps. You know?
Yeah. So you do shoot a lot more guns in this game.
I'm bad.
You shoot way more, way more.
Okay.
But and this is one of the other things that really bugged me. The whole game, I was like, when am I going to deal with more BTs? Because BTs are cool and scary. And the answer is never.
I consider that an issue. Yeah, the less BTs, especially when I went back to DS1, and I was like, DS1 is kind of like a horror game. DS2 is not. And then when you think about the trajectory of our favorite horror games, Resident Evil, even Silent Hill, what did they do? They de-emphasized the horror and the spooks and the scariness and the spookiness. introduce
Yeah,
more
so
action, more shoot bang, right?
Well, the end of what we were talking about in previous weeks, Gene, was that how the end of DS1, or at least the halfway point, you're like you don't give a fuck about BTs anymore, right? You're just like you're Barry Sanders cutting them up on the field, left, right, fake, oh, touchdown. Like they'd become a mechanical obstacle more than an actual, scary threat, which is also, to be fair, what zombies do become in your RE type games as well and stuff,
yeah, so this is on the level designers, or I guess the terrain designer, because a lot of folks are like, well, Pat skipped so many BT areas. There's often like no reason to ever travel through a BT area at all. And when I did travel through them, most of the time I just kept driving in a straight line, and the PTs never were able to catch up to me. And I just rode right through it. There's a sequence in the end of the game during the game's final gauntlet when I'm on a trike, and the game forces you to go through a BT area, and I just drove through it.
I did that a lot. I did do that a lot. I did do that.
I also ran into a lot of scenarios which irked poor Ludwig, where he had built up this super cool combat music for a bunch of sequences, and like I either like launched the motorcycle completely over the sequence or snuck through it completely, and it just causes a cutscene to play, and just like completely like flew through them.
Would you want less freedom, or would you want the challenge of what you're facing brought up,
So one of the things that DS1 I feel did is that like the way that they funneled me into BT areas was by making the I remember there's a spot in the mountains in Death Stranding 1 near about the 80% mark where I chose to go through a BT area in the mountains because the mountainous terrains on the outside of that BT area were such a massive fucking pain in the ass to move through that I said, fuck it, I would rather deal with ghosts. Right? Here, because vehicles are so fast and strong and you can throw a bunch of guns on them that shoot BTs, there was never a point where I was like, I was like, I'll just drive through the BT field, and if they fight me, I'll just like take it out with all my rockets and machine guns in like 5 minutes. Like there was very little threat from them at all. Now I did play on normal, and supposedly the combat difficulty is significantly higher on brutal, which I imagine, and supposedly the penalties to like your cargo's gravity on brutal are also enhanced, so like cargo gets damaged easier. But unless someone is going to tell me that the traction from your car's tires is different on a different difficulty, I cannot imagine any of my complaints would actually change.
It's so interesting to compare this to like how when we talked about crushing Expedition 33 and breaking its system open, through our style of play, because in this case you're like this is a direct sequel to something which had a very different progression through it the first time around, so you can just right off mirror that instead of like essentially looking at this as your first time discovering these mechanics and then exploiting
take
them.
zip lines, right? Because like zip lines were unlocked like about halfway through DS1, right? But like you didn't really get a really good handle on exactly how you should fuck the game up with zip lines until near the end, right? But zip lines unlock like maybe halfway through DS2, but like I already know how to fuck the game up with zip lines because I did it in DS1.
Right.
There's no learning period here. Like, and you cut that thing together. And then there's like a really strange problem that I ran into at the end that made me convinced that I was playing the game super incorrectly. Like as close as I can feel, like Kojima like taking me by the hand and be like, you have played the game wrong, I'm sorry. So there's way more roads to build in Death Stranding 2. Like it's like just the actual like landmass is huge by comparison. So roads become like premium. And there's also what's called a monorail, and a monorail lets you transmit like resources from place to place, right? You can ride it, but you will ride it by hand. And you also get your Metal Gear Rex looking ship called the Magellan. And the Magellan is your fast travel system, right?
Okay.
So you can get in the Magellan and you can fast travel over to any distro center that you've unlocked. And if you put cargo in the Magellan or are wearing cargo and teleport, then your rating is awful because you just cheated the destination, right?
Yeah, sure.
Like
yeah.
if you grabbed something from the collector and then teleported to the government and then well, I just did it in 5 seconds. They're like, well, this shit got fucked up in transit because you cheated, blah blah blah, right?
Of course.
But what the Magellan has is a more or less infinite storage space for materials. So by far the most optimal way to build roads is not to go to mule camps and pick up materials and bring them to road builders. It's not to even go to the mines and use the game's monorail system to ship them to places that are convenient. The most, like, by far efficient way to play is to get like a distro center to like 4 stars, take every single fucking material, put it in your truck, drive 15 feet to the Magellan and put it in the Magellan, then fly the Magellan over to the closest spot that you want to build roads, take your truck and do it like that. And I did that for like 80% of the game. Right,
man.
And I was like, there's no way Kojima expects me to drive a truck to the mine, fill up the truck, drive the truck like 15 minutes real time over to the spot they want the paver to be at, dump it in, drive back to a different mine, and like spend like an hour to do what I did in 4 minutes with the Magellan, right? There's no way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get to the end of the game and they disable the Magellan. They turn off fast travel. And after they turn off fast travel, for the first time in the game, you get a tutorial prompt that goes, maybe start building roads. Maybe you should go get materials to build roads.
Oh, wow. Wait. So when you got access to doing that, you weren't told to go do that?
No, I was just like, well, this is obviously the fastest and most efficient way to do it. And it turns out
you get an early mission that tells you how to build roads.
How to build a road,
and ran with it.
But completing the road network was not.
Once the game goes into its like end game status, your fast travel options become highly limited. And then the game goes, what if you built a zipline network or did some roads? And I go, but the way the efficient, fast, and fun way to build roads has now been locked off to me. And also the game gives you like multiple like points of no return warnings. But the last one comes after they have locked off fast travel. The last point of no return warning comes after it's too late to fly around in fast travel.
So then you're stuck doing it the slow way to complete.
Then I was like, well, I just got to beeline forward with the story.
And you were correct to do it the fast way first before the game told you to.
What I should have done is actually the instant I got fast travel back, it should have been like, I'm gonna finish every road in the fucking game.
Yeah. Which to me, I feel like that's kind of like with one, like when I had access to making a road, I would go for it, you know? Did you feel any of this at all, Gene?
So Pat actually mentioned this on his show, where he's like, I guess Gene might have had a better time because he might have played like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, where he just kind of like finished the quest and didn't do all the roads, and by the time he got to the end, which is true, that's exactly what happened. Like I didn't do trucking like Pat did. I built some roads that might help me in some areas. But I stopped like halfway through, and I was like, "All right, well, let me just play the game." So none of this really bothered me because I played it in what might have been the optimal way, the same way I played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, where Pat was doing every single goddamn side quest as he was going through the map. And what I did was I ignored every single side quest on the map, including the mandatory card game contests where you can decline to do it. And I said, I forfeit. So I just lost. I didn't see the cutscene at all.
Crazy.
We just got off the boat, and that was it, right?
Me and you are the
I-
opposite ends of this fucking spectrum. I think it's so
Exactly.
fascinating.
But you're also,
finished-
but if I may,
I
sorry.
finished Rebirth in 35 hours, and it was like perfect pacing. I was like, oh, I love the pacing. This is great.
You are playing for review and you are playing for Twitch, right?
Well, no, the infrastructure stuff, and here's the bigger difference is that the main missions in Death Stranding 2, like I found very dull. To me, the part that I really had a blast with was building up the infrastructure and seeing my model train kit fucking go around and be like, oh, look how pretty the road is. Ooh, it's so orderly and nice. So one of the things that there was a YouTube comment that really nailed it, which was once the game like locked off like Pat's infrastructure show, that put me in a really bad mood, like really genuinely bad mood, which then set me up to be like unkind to like the narrative moments that I now had to switch gears over.
Okay. Whereas, well, I guess so because
Where I beat the game,
Yeah.
and then so like I had the game like 3-4 weeks in advance. Sony's really good about giving these like their big tentpole games in advance. Like Last of Us Part 2, I had like a whole goddamn month to think about how depressing that was, you know. Whereas Death Stranding 2, I beat the game in like 5-6 days, and then I spent the next 2 weeks trucking. So like my mood was like infinitely better because I was like playing. I was leaving the game off in like the fun part, which is the trucking and the infrastructure building, you know.
Yeah.
So like before I forget, one of the things that drove me up the fucking wall like nuts was at the end of the game, they go, look, dude, you connected all of Australia, and they show you a fucking map that has massive fucking gaps in it because there's a bunch of zones that you probably can't get to until the post game.
Fine.
So they're like, you did it, you linked up the whole network, and I'm like, what about that fucking part? What about this shit?
Is the network just like the southern coast where all the cities are in real life? Yeah. Okay.
No, it's the whole continent. They're doing
Okay.
that thing that Death Stranding 1 did, where Death Stranding 1 was like the whole of America,
Okay.
even though it was like 20 kilometers squared.
Okay.
Yeah, DS2 is a whole of Australia, even though it has a big snowy mountain in the middle where you're shooting.
Yeah, which Australia doesn't have.
It's interesting because as you guys had the complete opposite like approaches to the playthrough, it feels like the intended user path is to hit a main mission, like take a little sampler plate of other things, and then eventually get bored of it or decide I like these more than those, and then keep going. You're supposed to like mix and match and then go like, all right, now we progress. And they would want you to kind of do a little bit of both in a generalized way. But there's always going to be people who mainline the thing they love the most, and you should be ready to accommodate that and not have it affect your enjoyment.
Yeah,
Hey,
and people are calling Pat a coward for like avoiding like the BT parts, but it's like, again, as someone who did play Death Stranding 1 extremely recently, like 2 weeks ago, the game does a really good job feeding you into those BT areas. Remember the wind farm in the first area.
that wind farm was
There is
awesome.
no other way to get past that area besides going through the BT farm if you want to complete the wind farm.
I can imagine. I could
There's
see
no
my
wind farm in DS2. So.
I could see myself voluntarily like subjecting like hitting up those areas and going into them if there was like new wild world mystery attached to it. The craziness of the lore and the setting and trying to figure out what the fuck is happening is an incentive.
DS2 does have side quests that expand stuff.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
One of the things that really was brought to my attention because Ludi was in the chat, which made me feel bad for him because he did a lot of really good music for him. Though I will say one of my all-time like favorite streaming moments in my entire career is listening to some really good like emotional storyline music and like just like this is killer, and looking over and seeing like Forcel in the chat and be like, wow, chat, this music's incredible. I think the composer that did this is named Woodkid.
Good job.
And
Woodkid.
just seeing him completely crash out in the chat and just be like, I will fight you. I will fight you, you shithead.
That's fucking beautiful.
Woodkid was so good in this.
Got him.
Oh man, Woodkid
Get his
did such a
ass.
good job.
Which is so funny for me because I've heard of Ludwig Forso way before I've ever heard of Ludwig or Woodkid. So.
The only thing I ever
Like-
heard about Woodkid was he did the Iron music video for Assassin's Creed Revelations a long time ago.
I mean,
Um,
I'm picturing what you picture is just it's the what he remember the reaction he re-uploaded when the title of
Yeah, I remember.
yeah whatever birth explosion and then he's just and him just going
Theme of boom explosion. Yeah.
just closing his eyes and yep okay all right
So one of the things that happened, and I'll talk around it a little bit, but it really puts a lot of like a perspective when you have the composer there to talk about the music that you're listening to. And I'm not going to talk about what sequence, but the game has like mandatory combat sequences, right? And in the mandatory combat sequences, the music is like, it's fucking great. Ludi, you did a great job, right? But there's a problem, and the problem is that if you know how to play video games, those mandatory combat sequences are incredibly poorly paced because you will fly through that shit.
Okay, this is everything though. This is like Expedition. This is all how many games where it's like slow it down. You're not going to hear the cool part of the song. You're going to beat it too fast.
The game
Common
has
problem.
a bunch of skills, and one of those skills is like a traditional third-person lock. Like you hit the left trigger, and if you're kind of looking at an enemy, you'll kind of lock onto them, right? The game also goes into slow down when you're discovered, like MGS5. And it also goes into slow down when you kill an enemy or knock them out, really. You're really knocking them out 99 times out of 10, right? Because lethal is bad, right? So what ended up happening is that there's these big action set piece moments, and enemies would come into view and the game would slow down. So I would hit left trigger and I would lock onto them in the slowdown, and then I would hold the trigger to fire the third of a clip that it takes to kill them. The game would stop slowing down and go into like normal time. Every bullet would hit them, they would die, and then it would go into slowdown, which I would then use to aim at the guy next to them and blow through the entire encounter like that.
You're playing
Now,
you're playing super hot in the middle of fucking Death Stranding.
Right?
I love that though.
This is not on Brutal. On Brutal, the game it's not going to be as intense because enemy combat is like much more difficult, right? But like on normal, and like I'm playing a third-person shooter, just like vaporize the entire encounter. And I look over in chat and I see him screaming in all caps, I worked really hard on the music.
Yeah.
Please calm down.
Yeah. But what you're describing sounds cool though, you know?
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought it was cool. I like slow down in my shooting action games. Max Payne is my favorite shooter of all time. So like when Death Stranding 2 is doing the Max Payne, I'm having fun, even though I'm decimating the enemies too.
Yeah.
I thought that maybe there was a little bit of moments robbed by their like, so like I played every Metal Gear game on their standard difficulties, and this game is like trivially easy compared to any Metal Gear game.
Yeah, what you're describing is really just, it's a widespread problem across multiple games and genres. I spent a massive amount of Cyberpunk just being afraid to walk forward, to cut off the dialogue conversation, to hit the trigger point, to make an aggro person who's someone you're supposed to go meet is going to be having an interesting conversation, and if you get too close to them, they go, V, you're here, and they interrupt the thing that they're about to say, or even just people talking while you're fighting, and then you cut off the cool shit because you killed them too quickly. Like, it's just a constant problem.
So Cyberpunk had a huge problem before the patches because like you'd just be driving and like there would be 2 phone calls happening at the same time or something.
Oh my god, yeah.
The game is not able to process
that happened
like
once.
You know, like, oh, you're passing by the mission checkpoint, so someone has to yap about this, but also you're also passing by the boss that does that, so Regina has to call back in too.
Yeah,
that was really bad. That was a huge mess.
So I think some folks saying that I hate Death Stranding. No, I think Death Stranding 2 is a very, very good game. But Death Stranding 2 has a problem that I didn't feel 1 had quite as strongly, which was the same problem that Witcher 3 has. And it's the same problem that Expedition 33 has. And this game has regardless of whatever difficulty you play on, it has a completely inverted difficulty scale. the first hour of the game is by far the hardest hour of the game. The second hour is the second hardest, and so on and so forth. By the time you get to the end, you are just like walking through it. And regardless of whatever difficulty you're on, if you made it there, like the end of it is just, and that's a fairly common like problem that they're not like correctly attributing for the increase in player skill.
Donkey Kong Bonanza doesn't have that problem. It has
Donkey Kong
perfect.
Bonanza, I can already tell, does not have that problem.
It has a perfect difficulty arc. Expedition 33 also fucks it up too, because like again, I was doing like 1.8 billion damage by the end of the game, so I was like, "There's nothing for me to do here," you know.
So there's a partial version of this in obviously Devil May Cry games, because as you unlock skills and abilities, you can do way more shit later than you can do at first, you know. But again, the occasion has to be met with an increase in difficulty and a rise to the challenge and new ways to, you know, fight things. You can do more shit, so then the enemies are harder to deal with, is kind of how you have to play that.
So that's all my like mechanical complaints. I do have some narrative complaints.
Yeah.
And there's one narrative complaint I like to talk about before before you leave, Wooly. And I won't name any names. This game features the stupidest fucking character that Kojima has ever written. Like the
yeah, from talking about it last week, I've pretty much surmised
fucking dumbest motherfucker that has ever been.
I have fully surmised your feelings on the character, and yes,
like a character so stupid that after the reveal of how stupid they are, I screamed at them, "Shut up!" every time they talked afterwards.
Gene, do you feel this way about this character?
I actually didn't learn the thing that pissed Pat off so much that he just like just blanked out on the character until after I beat the game.
Oh, wow.
That was an optional story sequence.
It's an optional scene,
okay.
because there's a lot of optional story sequences in the game, which I loved. Like I was like, oh, this is not in DS1 at all. There's so many ways to approach a story, but I did not see that until like after I finished the game and after I wrote my review, and then I just finally decided to do it. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Okay, you know.
Gotcha.
But that character's a fucking dumbass, right? Like, holy shit. Like, I'm like, this is the dumbest shit ever. Holy fuck.
I
hate them.
Was that detailed discovery after the fact a paradigm shift for the character?
No.
No, well, Gene, I'm curious.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I never really care about the character either way. I actually kind of wish that the character would be patched out, honestly.
Okay.
I didn't feel
Jesus
that way
Christ.
until the reveal, but now I do. I feel that they should just be removed from the game entirely.
Wow. Okay. I think it would make sense for you to hit the spoiler cast now, to be honest.
Yeah,
like, you're
that'd
already
be the
talking
time.
about it. So let's just go right into it. So I'm gonna hit that. Bam.
Ready.
And
We'll give you a bunch of thumbs ups.
now I can't.
And if you don't notice, we'll text you.
Yeah. No, I can't mute the Discord because then no one will hear you. But I'll just plug myself out and go for it.
Okay, so this is the Death Stranding 2 spoiler cast featuring Gene Park. Hey, Gene, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? Let's yell about Death Stranding 2.
Okay, Dollman's the dumbest bitch. The dumbest bitch. He kills his kid. He kills his child.
So here's where I am. It's funny that you mentioned earlier, like, oh, this person is so talented, so whatever bullshit they're doing, like, I have to kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with Kojima, right?
Yeah.
Always with Kojima, right? So, like, by defense of, like, even, like, the doll man's stupidity, because it is stupid. It is objectively stupid, right? is that, like, I look at Death Stranding overall as, like, a parable, you know? Like, this is just, like,
Yeah, right.
This,
Yeah, okay.
this is a stupid person. Like, look at what they did, and now they are being punished with eternal damnation in this doll's body. You know, and then we just get to live the rest of that life out, basically. Where was it going with this? I think it's funny that because you kept talking about how Death Stranding 2 feels like it's a game made for stupid people, right?
They like. There's a sequence near the end, like during the final trip in Mexico, where like Tarman calls you on the phone twice to explain the cutscene you just saw, and he calls you twice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what, dude? I just saw that. And like in the cutscene, it was like Kojima style exposition where they were just like, here's what's going on with the tar currents and stuff like that. Like I felt talked down to the whole game, which I hadn't felt in the past.
So here's the interesting that I think I've noticed about, and I've talked to you about this, I think, before, about the Death Stranding 2 discourse, right? Death Stranding 2 is still a widely popular game.
Absolutely.
People are loving it, right? But when I see the accounts that are praising it, I see that these people also typically love like your Red Dead Redemptions and
No.
your Ghost of Tsushima. I'm not saying these are bad games. These are all fucking awesome games, right? But these are like the games that like the AAA open world, for lack of a better term, slop. I hate that term too. But
Oh no, the slop lovers got to it.
I think so. So it's like I think like this is again like my Kojima brain defense like mechanisms going on. Like this is the same brain that defended Kanye for 13 years until I had to stop, right?
Yeah.
So like
yeah, no,
Kojima,
there was a real,
I think Kojima is so in tune with the audience that he is like in real time seeing how stupid people are. Because like I'm watching like Donkey Kong streams or like YouTube comments, and like people there can't even fucking follow what the fuck is going on in Donkey Kong. You know?
Jesus Christ.
So what makes you think that they'll follow Death Stranding? So like I think Kojima is so tuned into the audience, he actually probably does think that the audience is stupid.
So like I actually totally agree with you because the Death Stranding 2 story is told a lot more effectively. I just think it's a worse story.
Yes, it's told way cleaner, right?
Yeah, it's much cleaner. There are some parts that I feel like there's some parts that I think like fell really flat. There's like 2 or 3 that I'm like this I don't think it worked even for like the average audience. I think so. Sam Bridges is an audience stand-in. He's like more than Snake ever was. Like he repeats things back to people. He's like anybody's man. He's the blood of the earth, right? And so you're supposed to like embody Sam to a degree. And also Norman Reedus like doesn't talk very much in this game. He doesn't have much dialogue at all, which I think like led to that kind of conclusion. So when like a massive third act part of the story relies on a disconnect between player knowledge and Sam knowledge, I was like totally baffled. Like the game and multiple characters state outright that the BB pod is empty.
Yeah.
And
Ballman says that to you at the beginning of the game, but
like
that thing is
very
and
overt.
then like Fragile's like covering his mouth. Yeah.
And like Sam, and like there's the part where like the doctor like scoops in the camera to read the serial number, and you can clearly see that the pod is literally empty. And Sam watches that, and Sam doesn't actually interact with the pod enough for me to believe that he's like straight up hallucinating. Like you don't have tons of moments of him like talking to the pod, and there's only the soothe the pod mechanic for when you fall down. And so when Sam was like baffled that the pod was empty, I was baffled that Sam was baffled, which seemed like a really like I feel like there wasn't enough of Sam being like, I love my baby who's a ghost in the pod. Like they never address it other than saying there's nothing in there. And then 60 hours later, they're like, no, there's still nothing in there, dude. And then that starts a trend that's really strange. And I will actually say it's like total hack shit of the reason why the plot is happening is people who knew better just decided not to tell Sam.
It's convenient that Fragile like had her memory loss, right? Like that's like the writing there, you know.
That one is probably the worst moment in the entire game where a character actually goes, "Oh right, I'm sorry. I forgot that this person was alive. I knew the whole time. My bad."
I think the more I think about it, the more I think it's like, oh, you could have just written that another way. Because another issue that I also completely agree with you is the ethics of Lucy and Neil.
Dude, it's like That whole storyline sucks and like doesn't need to exist at all.
I like the contours of it, like having like the cuck being with the Baba the Boopy, right? The
Yeah,
Baba the Boopy is fucking you, right?
the cuckababoopy, yeah.
Yeah, the cuck the Boopy. Luca
The pizza
Marinelli
pasta
is
cuckathon, yeah.
Neil is the other guy, right? But
Yeah.
you didn't have to write it in a way where he was also a patient of Lucy's. They could have just been
It makes
coworkers.
Lucy like the worst person in the fiction of Death Stranding. It's
They could
crazy
have just
how
been
evil she is.
coworkers, or they just met at a bar or something like that. Like they could have met a lot more naturally, other than Lucy also met him at work, and that was what's
And
going
took
on.
advantage of him in like a psychotic state. Like it's absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
Like what is wrong with that bitch? Holy shit. Like I know dating options in the Death Stranding world are fucking like nil, right? But
That's why I
holy
kind of thought
fuck.
it. It's like, like, everyone in Expedition 33 is fucking because of the Gomage, so it's like, oh, the Death Stranding. So like Lucy is like, well, Luca Marinelli is super hot, so I might as well fuck him too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of how Neil's story is like a one-to-one like mechanical redo of Cliff's story. Like it has a
I'm still
different
trying to
like
figure it out.
underneath. But are we gonna do Death Stranding 3 and there's gonna be a third ghost military man that ties into Sam's past?
Robert Pattinson, starring Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure that out, and I would love if the chat or like people on the subreddit would like have a discussion about like why he needed to be Snake. Like I keep like trying to like wrap my head around that.
I have I have a thought on this that is so cynical. I'm kind of surprised by myself. In terms of like appealing to the average audience kind of thing, I genuinely believe that there are parts of this game that were put in because they remind people of Metal Gear and they could be put into trailers. Like I am absolutely convinced that Luca Babadaboopy puts on Snake's headband and looks like Solid Snake so that you could put it into a trailer and people would think it's Metal Gear. I absolutely 100% believe that there is a cyborg ninja in this game. That is the single most dropped plot thread possible.
Yeah, he's Dead Man, but he's not Dead Man. He's actually Higgs the whole time. But Dead Man was able to control him that one time,
Well, no, it's Dead Man, and it's Dead Man's like body. But once Dead Man jumps into Heartman to go to the final area, Higgs steals the suit.
Higgs said, "I've been controlling this the whole time, though." So I'm just like, what are you talking about?
Well, so the thing about the Dead Man is Cyborg Ninja reveal is it happened, and I just went, why?
Why didn't he tell you?
Why would he hide himself? He could have been on the ship hanging out with us the whole game. Like there's like what? Like why?
Well, that's why I don't think he was Dead Man the whole time. But then it's like, okay, so was Higgs just fighting himself as the samurai, and he was just like putting on a fucking show for Sam at the weapons factory?
Well, no, because you see the big body that the ninja goes into in the Dead Man death scene at the beginning of the game. So it was Dead Man's plan, but also Dead Man hides the fact that he's in Heartman, but then you catch him and he's like, "Hey, what's up? It's me, Dead Man."
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He could have just let people know. By the way, I'm also LARPing as Heartman for 3 minutes at a time.
And and it's like, what? But why? Like, why kill the character at all? He could have just been with us on the ship like the whole time. Like there was absolutely nothing.
Yeah, but we got that great scene of Dollman peeping up through the grate and Sam looking too.
That was all right. Yeah, that was all right. I think that Higgs being like the one note Joker loser, like I thought I hated it. Like it was so weird. I started the game and I was like, this is great. I love that he's just a hater. And then as he kept coming up into cutscenes with absolutely no depth, I'm like, this sucks actually. But then when he sets Sam on fire and all that shit, I'm like, oh wait, I actually really appreciate how much of a fucking hater this is. This is crazy. This is really good. And for him to just go, actually, I'm exactly the same character I was at the end of Death Stranding 1, and the ending of this game is just going to be literally the post credits like fight scene of Death Stranding 1 again. I was like, oh, this is so boring. Like the
PS4.
Like, yeah, and I'm just gonna do a MGS4 cosplay at the end, and I'm gonna say "kept you waiting, huh?" so that you can be reminded of like Metal Gear.
Yeah, you sadly you missed the best part of the fight though. I don't know why the prop didn't show up for you, but
So I played this game in a way that I was constantly told by you, by chat, by the game's own like staff, dude, how did you even miss that part? How did you miss that fight? How did you miss that sequence? How did you miss the guitar battle? I don't know.
I checked your feed. I was like was Pat just dumb and he just didn't see the QTE and it's like no,
Like
it's
I
just
missed the QTE once, but then I redid and died, and then I did the fight again and it never showed up.
you just never showed up. Yeah, and you just like and by
Super
that time you
weird.
were kind of checked out of the game, so you're just kind of barreling through the fight.
Yeah, I was just
basically.
beating it up just to do it.
Yeah. But you
I
missed
think
it because it's basically the two bros just with a jail.
yeah, they're
crystal
just
together.
jerking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think APAS being built up the whole game as the evil AI, only to get fucking wrecked in the same cutscene that they reveal themselves to be the big bad, is like, on the one hand, it's kind of hilarious. On the other hand, I'm like, you could have just removed this entire plot line and it would have made no difference. You would have cut out Die Hard Man's cool dance scene, which was awesome.
Mhm.
Um,
That was when the game was starting to turn you around. You were
yeah,
like,
no,
okay,
I
well,
was like, okay, is this shit gonna get just really dumb? And then it was like, no, it's serious again. But no, it's um, um, so it's weird because like that second walk in the time stream with like Lou on his chest and with BB's theme playing, that was like really emotive and moving, and I credit Ludi with a lot for that moment, because BB's theme is fucking
BB's
unbelievable.
team is the best. It's the greatest song ever.
And the fact that they bring it back for the core thematic purpose of it is awesome. I think that the single largest plot point in the entire game being something that Wooly figured out on this podcast upon the game's announcement might have been a mistake. Now, I know the people that are sitting in this digital studio, you, me, and Wooly, are Kojima pilled to hell. Like, absolutely massively fucking Kojumboed. But I don't think that you should be able to like see a character literally once and understand every single part of that character's story and plot twist, etc., for the whole fucking game, and for that to be your last, like dead last story revelation. Like there is a part where Higgs is like, she's your daughter, dumb, and they stand around
man, she's your
talking
daughter.
about like Sam like giving up his sperm to the government, and like maybe it's like a extra, and I'm just like, you're all so stupid. You're all so dumb. Why are you treating me like I'm dumb? It's obviously, what the fuck?
I think you are very valid for being frustrated with the with the utter lack of plot twists and like how predictable they were, because Kojima has set a precedent his entire fucking career from game one. Well, not game one, but Metal Gear 1. Metal Gear 1 on the MSX. Every single game was about plot twists. Hey, Big Boss is actually the bad guy. Hey, Liquid Snake was this person. But whatever,
that's crazy.
You know? Yeah.
And also, like, the game is telling me that it's a big twist. Like, the game is acting like, oh, can you believe?
I feel like the game wasn't acting that way. I didn't get that. I was confused the whole time. I was like, why is Kojima suddenly writing the most anti-spoiler story I've ever seen? To the point where it's like, you know, Tomorrow had a bandage on her elbow, like when she got back out of the case, and it's like, what are you doing here?
Are
Like,
you kidding me?
Yeah, like what is going on? I was like, why is this so predictable? You know, there's like no twist or anything like that. So.
Hey, Elle Fanning, the Elle Fanning baby face with blonde hair and green eyes is here to play an unrelated mystery character immediately after the baby with blonde hair and green eyes gets sent to the Shadow Realm and die. Like, are you fucking like, is everyone taking credit? And then the one that made me like laugh because it was so like stupid was Deadman being like, now that Tomorrow is on the ship, I gave her all of Lou's vaccines because, I mean, who else is gonna get them? And I'm just like, shut up. Shut up. You're stupid.
I'm not sure
don't
why
talk
he wrote.
down to me like this.
I don't know because he's talking to the AAA crowd. He's trying to
Oh
appeal to them.
no.
I do think that a lot of the game, including the lack of BTs, or the lack of scary ghost people that you can't see, that's very
Yeah.
inaccessible to people. The flatter land, the more emphasis on action, the story that insists on explaining itself, not insists on itself. It insists on itself.
No,
too,
I would want it to insist on itself, man.
yeah, it should have insisted on itself more. It should have been, but it's like all this stuff is, I think, Kojima realizing, fuck, I do have a fiduciary responsibility to these employers
I
that I
should probably
hired.
make the money.
I should probably make some money and make a game that will appeal to more people.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why he said he gave that interview, or what like maybe Woodkid was like trying to put that out there where it's like, oh, it's like being divisive or whatever. It's like, no, this is actually
so I actually don't believe that statement at all.
yeah.
Like, because the game really feels like it's been made to like make the maximum amount of players happy.
Yeah, and it's sold #1. It's Circana on PlayStation after only 9 days. Only 9 days on the market, and it was #1 on PlayStation.
And it's an excellent game. Like, don't folks at home listening, don't take my massive hour-long bitch fest about this game as proof that it is bad. No, this game fulfills the same spot in my heart that Dark Souls 2 does, which is a game that I will bitch about until I die. Really good game. Excellent game. Million things about it that drive me crazy compared to the first one, which I adore. I feel frustrated that the game that he decided to smooth out for normies was the super weird delivery man ghost simulator.
Hmm.
Like the fucking weird one. Like, I think Metal Gear Solid 4 and 5 already did too much of that, and that was like modern military stuff.
I do think it's well. Here's another huge reason why I like the game so much. MGS5. Like I adore MGS5. I played 700 hours of MGS5. I played that game like it was a god. I played it like a goddamn MMO. So like the fact that DS2 was so MGS5 like, I was like, oh, perfect. This is hitting all the spots for me.
Oh yeah, no, there's some moments in that I was like, I was playing it like, so I still never played Metal Gear Solid 5 because the way that we did the LP just left a weird situation there.
That'd be a very fun stream for you, yeah.
But Death Stranding 2, like there's parts where I was like sneaking, like I was doing a sneaking mission, right? I was putting my backpack down. I was beating dudes up and I was tranquilizing them. I'm like, this is fucking great. Mm-hmm. And there's actually like fairly little of that though. Like in the total like runtime, like I think I did that to like 4 bases in like the whole game.
I know, but I'm a MGS5 player, so I'm a sandbox player. So I'm just no, I'm gonna keep doing this over and over again. I love this,
So yeah, good game. I'd give it a 4 out of 5 stars. You do a 4-star system, right?
I do 4 stars. I gave it 4 stars. But I will say one thing about A-Pass. A-Pass is very dumb, right? I do think it's Kojima trying to be a little more hopecore about his view on technology and trying to like revisit his view on what MGS2 was like, where MGS2 was like, look at the internet, it's going to be terrible. And then the internet was terrible. Everything came true, right? Yeah. And then so like I think it's like the purpose of him, A-Pass, being so fucking stupid and idiotic, and then Die Hardman coming in. Die Hardman, who is the kind of like the father figure, he is replacing Cliff, right?
He's also like the most overtly like human character.
Exactly, he's like the most human, the fleshed out character. He's out there dancing, being gay, like awesome. Literally comes out of the fucking shadow closet. He smiles
the most of all the characters except for Rainey.
That's true. He's like touching Sam like warmly and everything like that. And he dispersed of A-Pass by coming in and singing BB's theme, which is the song.
And he's like, I tricked you, dumb fucks. You're idiots. You're
which
stupid.
Is the song that Cliff was singing to Norman or Sam when he was a baby. And then so now Die Hardman, the now adopted father or whatever, is now coming to save Sam from this evil technology. And then so like he says it on his face. He's like, well, we can use the magic of the chiral network for good, not evil.
Absolutely.
So I feel like that's him saying like, wait, maybe we could just like use the internet for good, which is not really saying anything new or interesting or cool. But like that's where I'm kind of landing it at. So.
Do you think it's weird that Kojima keeps casting like super big name Hollywood actors and giving them like 40 total lines of dialogue?
I think it's great. I think that's the best part.
Oh yeah, is it? Because I think
Yeah.
it's like Sam is Norman Reedus, and I'm like, I cannot think of like a single line of dialogue that Sam says in the entire game.
All I want is I want the behind the scenes like footage of Troy Baker and Norman Reedus jacking each other off with the guitar
Yeah.
necks and going like Troy Baker
That
going,
got really homoerotic at the end there.
very like the facial motion capture on Troy's face is like crazy. I was like, I feel like I'm there sweating with them, you know?
Like, and it's weird because it got like homoerotic in a way that I don't think like Snake and Liquid were, because Snake and Liquid were like 80s kind of machismo, whereas like Higgs is like more slender, and like he takes Sam's shirt off,
Yeah.
like he teleports him in with no shirt because I don't know. Are you sure you don't want to kiss? Are you sure you just don't want to kiss?
Yeah. Apparently, there's a line in there, and this is why I'm actually replaying Death Stranding 2. Although Donkey Kong Bonanza completely fucking derailed that, right? Is that I want to get back to a save file with that fight, because apparently, if you just watch Troy like fuck around during that fight, he'll say how much he loves pizza, but he doesn't love pizza as much as you, Sam. I want to hear that.
Aw.
Also, there's the tentacle makeout scene that I'm not sure
I don't think I got
anyone
that.
saw, but there's that too. So.
But yeah, I would say like this is a very good game, but I don't think like my most disliked Kojima game is Metal Gear Solid 4 by like a country mile. Like I fucking actually hate MGS4.
I was still right that this is the best written game. I was wrong about Death Stranding 1. I went back to Death Stranding 1. I was like, no, Death Stranding 1 is the best written game since MGS3. But this is still his second best written game.
I don't think that's true at all.
Well, MGS4 and MGS5, you think it's better? You think it's worse than MGS5?
No, but I'm including like the MSX games.
No, like since Snake Eater, since not ever.
Oh yeah, then definitely MGS4 is a fucking mess.
Yeah,
Nano machines, dude. People were right to make fun of that as like the catch-all solution to literally every single plot point in that entire series.
Yeah, it sure was. You know. But yeah, I mean, look, this is a guy that wrote about the ARM getting taken over by Liquid, you know. So
I almost expected that to come back here.
I thought that something like that would happen, and I'm like, I'm along for the ride. Fuck it. Whatever.
I thought that was going to happen to Tarman.
Yeah, I'm already Sandy brained anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, that's the issue.
I think I've said everything that I want. Oh no, wait, there's one thing. I think Lou being his real daughter sucks.
I kind of like it.
I was way more interested in that relationship as a sad, lonely man with nothing finding like love in his heart for a dumpster baby.
I absolutely love that too. But again, I see this as a parable. I think Kojima is just writing fairy tales and not really like real stories, you know? So it's like, oh, well, after years of suffering, here is your daughter again.
Yeah,
you know?
there is one tiny little thing, and this is my only complaint as a dad for the whole thing. So like, regardless of all the story things, like there's still like there's an implicit like care for BB-28/Lou/Tomorrow, right? As like a child figure. The stinger of the game showing her smoking made me so pissed off. Because like it's cool for your character, but you would never, ever, ever want your child to smoke. Just to put that out. That's bad for you.
As a former smoker, there is no other game worse triggering for me than the Death Stranding series. Yeah, because I still want to smoke every day. I have a fake fucking plastic cigarette here that I put into my mouth because I thought that it would help me. But it doesn't. It just makes it worse, so I don't use it.
Dude, why would you fucking think that would help you?
Because I'm a fucking addict. That's why.
Hold on. We gotta get Wooly back. I want his opinion on this nonsense.
Okay. Yeah.
This is nonsense. Gene,
All
tell
right.
this man what you just told me.
Okay, so we were just talking about how Death Stranding can be triggering for a smoker, a former smoker like me,
Oh.
because
That
Kojima
game loves
makes smoking. Kojima doesn't even fucking smoke himself, but for some reason he makes smoking look so satisfying and good.
Oh,
You know,
when
I
he puts his
literally-
fingers to his mouth while posing with the
Yeah.
other two actors, yeah.
which apparently Ludwig told Pat in his chat that was his idea.
That was his idea.
Oh!
That was Ludi's idea. Because they were doing the photo, and he's like, pretend you're smoking.
Ludwig, the great composer, composed that incredible moment for all of us.
Oh,
which is incredible.
we gave Kojima so much shit over that, and that's Ludwig's fault?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow.
But-
well, I'm still blaming him.
But Kojima makes smoking look so satisfying. Like when I was playing DS1 and Cliff Unger is like, and then like Luca Marinelli is doing that, and then like you see other characters smoking, Fragile smoking in DS2, and I'm like, it's so bad for me because it's been 8 years since I quit smoking, and I still struggle every day. So that's why, and this is what Pat wants to hear, is that I bought fake cigarettes on Amazon for like a set.
Yeah.
Because I thought that will help me like with my oral fixation.
Yeah.
And that would help. But it does not. It actually makes me
Yeah,
want
no
to smoke.
shit,
a
It
cigarette.
makes it worse.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I don't use it. I just
Yeah.
have it in my drawer for no reason because for this bit basically.
I completely understand because back in the day, ever since high school, I always used to draw characters smoking simply because secondary animation of smoke looks really cool. And anytime you're moving in a direction and the smoke trails with you, it looks awesome. It's the effect.
There is a fetishization of smoking in Death Stranding 2 that borders on the absurd.
You can do it's the effect of the lights on the back of the Akira bike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looks awesome. It's a great thing. And when you see certain characters in a certain way, like think of the end of Tank when you see Spike Spiegel like all right, that one drag that goes all the way up is incredible. It looks so cool for art, but it's terrible for you.
Terrible, makes you smell.
Let me tell you, I literally fantasize about knowing the day I will die, so I can smoke and have a last story just like Big Boss.
Don't do it, Gene.
Literally just like Big Boss. So I can say this is good, isn't it? And just fucking check out.
Peepaw Gene's going today. Give him his pack.
Oh.
Yep, basically. I'm excited for the day I die, so I can just fucking smoke a cigarette again.
God,
you know, my grandfather, my grandfather got diagnosed with lung cancer at 87, and he was like, "Fuck it, I'm not quitting now."
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
I mean,
that
I
attitude.
mean, What are you gonna do? Go through fucking chemo at 87? Nah, give me my pack. Give me my puff puffs.
That MGS4 loading screen when he's like, they actually have the time to be like, no, put your cigarette away in a little container. Don't just drop it. Be polite. Be considerate about it. But fucking, get it in there. Yeah, that's nuts. I don't suppose you have you guys don't have those Canadian pack style like look at this lung exploding into guck. Look at this baby. Look at this.
I don't think I do.
Yeah, our Canadian smoking packs have like nightmare fuel on them to be like, this is what it causes, and it's just like teeth falling out of mouths, and you know.
I remember
that wouldn't have worked on me. So
I remember when I was working at the grocery store, people like the anti-smoking ads that would feature like diseased lungs and shit. Not only did they not work, but like people would come in and ask for specific warning packs. They'd be like, I want the one with the lungs.
Yep. Give me the baby. Yep.
So that's the thing. That's the only one that worked. The one with like a sick or dead baby or fetus on them, people didn't want to smoke those ones. Even men didn't want to smoke those ones. That was the ones that worked.
One step further, I remember certain dépanneurs would have at the cash a cover that you could buy to put right over the pack, and it was literally just a big text box that was as large as the photo, and it said Surgeon General's warning, blah blah blah. It was so crazy. You're like, oh, we're going so far the other way. It was nuts, man. Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, well, smoking does make you feel cool. I used to do that all the time. I used to have movement, you know.
Ugh,
I
having
would
a
leave smoke trails, man.
yeah,
That shit was
yeah,
awesome. You
right.
know.
Punctuating your points when it's in your hand, just lighting up in the cold. In
Mhm.
fact, people going out for smoke breaks when you'd work, they're acceptable. They
Oh,
get
such
more breaks.
bullshit, dude.
They get more
Mhm.
breaks and it's okay because everyone accepts it. Also, the
Mhm.
boss is smoking, so you guys are getting buddy buddy while you're going on break constantly
Exactly.
throughout the day
Bullshit.
together. You don't get
Exactly.
to make friends with the people who are not on smoke break and all the higher ups. It's garbage
Mhm.
all the way around. 100%,
Yeah, you
man.
know, and I would like treat it like a yakuza, like underling. When I would like light my boss's cigarette for them. I'm like, don't worry, boss, I got this. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Death Stranding 2 is a good game. I have some misgivings.
okay.
That's the summation of our thoughts.
Okay.
Gene really likes it.
Cool. Cool, cool, cool.
I
Good,
liked
good,
it
good.
more.
Yeah, he liked it
I
more
like
than I
this. I do like Death Stranding 1 more though.
I was gonna say,
Ultimately.
is the ultimate though that like, do you feel that one is better? Do you both feel that way? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
feel a little more strongly, but like a lot of it is that like Death Stranding 2 feels like Death Stranding 1 again, but not quite as interesting.
And do you
That is
want?
right. That it is the most iterative Kojima game, and I know realized that immediately when as soon as I started playing. I was like, this is just Death Stranding 1 again. I was like, there's never been a Kojima game like this, where Kojima is like, what if I just take the last game and just like made it a little bit better, you know?
Right, right, right. Like, or like even because I know we've had this conversation where like you guys have, but with Pat, where we've been talking about how it's like, oh, Metal Gear's Metal Gear's Metal Gear every time, but
Yeah.
but thematically on the broad strokes, there's wild changes.
This is much more similar to Death Stranding 1 than any Metal Gear is to any Metal Gear.
Right.
Exactly. Mechanically, even from 2 to 3, like that was probably the most similar. And even then, it's like 3 introduced so much of the level design, the camouflage system, the fucking eating, the melee system.
Right.
Like it's a vastly different game besides the camera angle, basically, right?
And I guess the one last thing I'm wondering, does that article about Kojima going, ah, shit, too many people are enjoying this, it's not divisive
I
enough?
don't get it.
We
I don't
talked
get
about
it
that.
at
We think
all.
he's lying. We think
he's full of shit.
We think Woodkid is a liar.
Well, I didn't say that. But like the game feels like smoothed out.
Yeah.
The game feels like it had the friction like rubbed off
Okay, so
for like a mass audience.
that whole thing doesn't really track. Then.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't really
It
sense.
makes absolutely no
I'm
sense.
not. Yeah, as I was playing, I was like, I'm not sure what he's talking about here. So.
Okay, all right. Death Stranding 2 spoiler cast over. All right. How about we take a quick break, guys?
Yeah, I could use a break. I'm sure this dog. Hey, you hungry? Yeah, he's hungry.
All right.
Be right back.
BRB.
That's good.
Hey,
Bro, stop fake smoking. You're gonna do it to yourself. You're gonna do it. Don't do it.
but he looks so
I'm always in
cool
a
though.
Kojima.
He
But
does look cool.
he looks so cool. Look, let's take a quick
He's so
word
cool.
from our sponsors. This week, the podcast is sponsored by Rocket Money, and modern problems require modern solutions, y'all. It's pretty straightforward. As time has gone on, I have found myself signing up for more and more subscription services, and I have found myself losing track of what I'm paying for, where my money's going, who it's getting paid to, and for what. I on a regular basis have seen the names of some of these payments change to things I don't recognize, and I've also seen prices change, and I go like, wait, what's going on? Where? Why? It sucks. So Rocket Money is basically a subscription management, budgeting, bill negotiation, all in one kind of platform. You can find subscriptions that you might have forgotten about. You can find changes in price for whatever you have subscribed to, and it can help you cancel those subscriptions, especially because some places like to make it pretty confusing to unsubscribe. One of the worst ones I've ever dealt with was an app that needed you to go from the app to the website to send yourself an email, and that email then activated a 3-minute timer that you could then properly unsubscribe your shit from. And it was like 5 or 6 degrees of obfuscation, hoping you just get frustrated, and that sucks. And because that's the type of thing that they're doing these days, it's nice to have the ability to just very quickly have them do that for you. Furthermore, you can keep track of things like you can keep track of your costs and your spending, and overall, if you're doing something like, I don't know, having a child in the near future, budgeting might be important. Might be smart to start getting your funds together and figuring out what's going where and why. So yeah, Rocket Money was pretty easy to get that going with. Take a look at upcoming bills, due dates, and so on, and just kind of look at the big picture. But mainly, I really feel like the unwanted subscriptions part of it is the most useful. 5 million members have saved a total of 500 million in canceled subscriptions, with members saving up to $740 a year when they use all of Rocket Money's premium features. So get in there, cancel your unwanted subscriptions, and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. You can download the Rocket Money app and enter our show name, Castle Superbeast, in the survey so they know that we sent you. Don't wait, download Rocket Money, the app today, and tell them that you heard about them from our show. Thanks, Rocket Money.
Thanks, Rocket Money.
And this podcast is also sponsored by HelloFresh.
Oh man, I'm hungry.
Get a home-cooked meal in your belly that tastes good, that is actually doing good things for you, that didn't take too long to make, and you don't have to worry about the garbage trip to the grocery store that sucks, and the pricing and the time wasted and everything that goes along with that. I'm about to once again have a baby like on me, and I'm not looking to do these full-on runs and stuff. Having a delivered quick meal that is fresh straight to the door sounds pretty useful in terms of cutting down on wasted time. Excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, and in particular, they've got a lot of different options as well. So you can enjoy ready-made meals too that you can heat and go in just 3 minutes. Stuff for the summer, in particular, panko crusted, chimichurri barramundi, sun-dried tomato, grilled cheese, sandos. Sounds pretty good. And you can add over 100 seasonal snacks or sides or treats to your order as well. So lots of customization options for whatever your particular dietary preferences are. High quality ingredients and fresh produce that comes in the box that's keeping it cold and fresh. The tech is kind of incredible. you open up the box and you feel the chill. Everything's been, nice and kept cool. And yeah, 60 recipes you can pick from every week, including prep and bake and ready-made meals. So tons and tons of options. So get in there. I definitely appreciated the ability to just save some time, especially with the ready-made meals. Like right after finishing something like a podcast, just heading downstairs, popping one in, and taking that part of the busy day, just simplifying that a little bit was an absolute massive benefit. So make your summer enjoyable and delicious by signing up for HelloFresh at hellofresh.com/superbeast10fm. That's going to be 10 free meals with a free item for life. One more time, hellofresh.com/superbeast10fm for 10 free meals and a free item in every box. hellofresh.com/superbeast10fm. One per box with active subscription. Free meals are applied as a discount on the first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. Thanks, HelloFresh.
Thanks, HelloFresh.
Alrighty. So, a couple things happened this week. Let's get into it. On the short end, just kind of following off with some of the fun we enjoyed with the Xbox stories and layoffs and AI
what
stuff.
Fun! A fun topic.
A little chaser from last time around. Laid off King staff set to be replaced by the AI tools they helped build, says sources. So after a ton of staff was cut, and we talked about them last time, about 50 people were leaving from the London-based Farms Hero Saga team, in particular, getting cut in half there. And a lot of people, there were some basic leaks that the staff that is being cut will directly be replaced by AI. And they were the stuff that they were forced to use, that they were forced to train in particular. Obviously, alongside that is also the morale is described as being in the gutter. And yeah,
I've been
no
described
shit.
that specific statement by an employee speaking to me directly last week.
Mm-hmm.
There's morale about worrying if you're fired, and then there's morale about people who don't know if they're actually fired, which is even worse.
Okay, well, like when you getting fired is one thing because you look next to you and there's an empty chair. Looking next to you and seeing a robot sitting there is a completely different thing. Because
I foresee a really specific scenario occurring for Microsoft with replacing a bunch of game developers and support staff with AI, in which the AI will probably do the job quite poorly, at which point they will hire contractors to shore it up, and then eventually phase out the AI for just contractors. And because that's how they run every other part of their company, they're going to go, I don't know what's going on with the King purchase. They used to make good money, but now they don't make good money, and we're saving money on the contractors. Like just how they ran Halo into the fucking ground. Microsoft seems wildly obsessed with not having full-time employees.
Like
it seems to be their mandate at every single level of development for every branch.
Like things like the monitor appearing on the wrong side of the screen in your artwork, perhaps things like that might start popping up.
Oh my god, that LinkedIn post. Yeah,
God,
Jesus.
No, I mean that's pretty much that's your pointing at the stands for this whole thing, is the idea of the cost of hiring back contractors to fix the bad AI work is going to double blow it up on the back end, and
make a shittier product on top of it.
But in the meantime, hey, look, you can look at the earnings you get from downsizing and just throw that on the quarterly and call it a day. So yeah,
here's the thing, right? Have you ever tried to fix like a fucking idiot's work? Like not an AI, just like you ever have a job and they're like, yeah, a dumber person than you got to it before you got here.
Yeah.
And not only didn't do it, but they fucked it up. Now that sucks.
Fuck
it's
the class
worst.
project. I have to start from scratch and do it myself. Every time.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
way worse than starting from nothing.
so I use AI every day for my job, specifically transcription for my interviews. So I'm not reflexively anti AI because I use AI. The AI I use is getting worse. Uh, I just did an interview, like a host of interviews with Tony Hawk, Kareem Campbell, and Bob Burnquist, like all the legendary skaters for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 coming out. And like I just I just fed all the audio recordings to the AI, and it's just missing entire paragraphs. So I have to do the whole work again, like
That's
I'm in the fucking early 2000s,
great.
and like just listen to Tony Hawk gab about whatever he's talking about, and like just spend the whole time. Like it's
Yeah,
helpful for
data
like a couple
poisoning
lines, but it's like,
is starting.
how did you get worse? You were so helpful like 2 years ago. So it's kind of like Google search getting worse also.
It's
Like
becoming
So here's the thing I don't
it's becoming
understand.
self-aware. No, it's not.
no.
when you build this kind of loss leader program, like say Uber, right? What Uber's supposed to do is come in as an excellent quasi legal service and totally destabilize the taxi industry in your local town. Then once your taxi industry is destabilized in your local town, you could then jack up your Uber prices to blah 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 blah, right? This is what Amazon does, this is what Walmart does, right? AI hasn't even gotten to the point
The first step.
where it's totally destabilized its like hosts service yet before becoming worse. It didn't get good enough to ruin the other thing yet.
And I'm not well, I mean, that particular example, I'm not anti-destabilization, because as somebody who was not able to get taxi rides simply by people looking at me and going, fuck you, you're not getting in my car, I absolutely vibes.
You too tall?
Failed the vibe check.
Vibes.
I absolutely welcomed the burning down of the taxi industry when the ride apps show up, mind you. So, there's that aspect of it.
Yeah, now what you get is like he showed up and he's like, damn it. But still gotta let you in the car.
Hey man, 4.9 star rating. I'm doing good. Like you go, damn it, but then hey, my rating is fine and I'm a generous tipper, But yeah.
Oh, and you know what? That's building bridges right there.
Yeah, just accountability, Anyway, it's just this story just coming up as a little thing where, because you're like, hey, Microsoft, are you guys training and forcing people to use AI more so that you can literally replace them with it? It's like, yeah, of course, that's what they just did at King. So, in any case, what else happened? Okay, so just a PSA on this one. Secondhand games on the Nintendo Switch too. One particular owner bought a bunch of secondhand games and got banned because the person who sold those secondhand games, even though they were legitimate copies, had ripped them. And once they went online, Nintendo detected that two of the same copies of the same game were online together and banned both consoles. So that is something that could happen if somebody is cloning their cartridges before they sell them. The person in question did contact Nintendo, and they then were able to prove that their console had the cartridge, because only one person does. The person with the copy doesn't, and then they unbanned them. But just PSA, secondhand, if somebody is cartridge ripping, you might have that initial moment of getting your console banned, bricked remotely, because the rep that they spoke to had all the info on like their memory card, everything about their full system pulled up, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, we can see you've got it, so you're fine.
This reminds me of? This reminds me of getting a used cartridge that has been used to like upload or use like hacked characters in like a Monster Hunter game, like fucking your online account up, right? Like if you bought like Monster Hunter 4U and somebody had used like a Game Genie or something to massively fuck up all the stats on it and like create like busted items,
and now you're attached to it.
Yeah. There's no way around this. I don't think Nintendo should be able to brick your fucking console, though. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
But Donkey Kong's really good, though.
You
it's
play Donkey Kong offline.
it's nice.
Play it offline.
It's nice that the person was able to say, hey, they contacted them and they sorted it out, within a couple hours. But
That is nice. Yeah, that is nice.
but
Didn't have to
but
do that.
somebody just buying a secondhand game and then getting their shit bricked is fucking sucks. But just FYI,
scary.
that can happen.
Well, I mean, shouldn't be buying secondhand games anyway. You should be buying them straight from Daddy Nintendo. Sarcasm.
mhm.
Sarcasm. For those of you who didn't catch that, sarcasm.
Also, we had this was just a little quick one, but a second instance of an unlaunch has occurred.
Oh, that's right. I saw this right before we started.
Splitgate 2 has unlaunched.
Let's make FPS games great again.
Yeah!
And send them back to beta.
No shit. Damn. Guess that hat didn't really pull it off, did it?
I think the funniest part about all that was like I saw an interview that was like, I will not apologize, and directly on top of it was his apology.
I think that was IGN. I think
He backed down within like a day.
I think it was like an hour later. I think he told IGN, "I will not apologize," and then he went on Twitter, "Here I am to apologize."
Incredible. So
what a disaster.
Yep, hand in hand with a bunch of layoffs, of course. But
Apparently the game was like much worse than the first one.
It's yeah, the new option that exists now after Multiversus in the form of an unlaunch is didn't see that one coming, Put it back in the tube and try again next year appears to be a new way to go. Anyway, that I will, from now on, when we talk about how things are going, like, should Concord have gotten unlaunched? Is an unlaunch the way to go?
I think that there's a game we're going to talk about today that will unlaunch to having the longest development cycle ever. And that game is called 2XKO.
Oh boy. So, what did we get? We got a couple of announcements for that. We saw the Vi gameplay trailer, and as much as, here's the thing, I'm just gonna come out and say I fucking love me a boxer, baby. And as much as she is doing all the weaves and bobbing that you would expect from your monk in DNF Duel or your Akihikos, I'm like, that's my main. That's my main right there.
So guess what, Wooly? I totally agree with you. I loved Dauntless in Rising Thunder. I think Vi, aside from her level 3 super, I think her level 3 super looks like shit. I think that character looks great. I think the realization of that character is great. That should have been the first character ever shown for 2XKO, not the last, or not the almost last.
The titular main character, Arcane box cover character girl.
Jinx and Arcane.
Yes.
Sorry, Jinx and Vi.
No. You got it right. You got it right the first time. You got it right. That is correct. Jinx and Arcane. Yes.
Because this is like getting to like, I don't know how to describe it. This is getting to like year 7 of Street Fighter 5.
And then going, like, Ryu is here.
Guile.
No. Ryu.
Ryu. Like,
actually, just Ryu.
No shit, Vi is there, dude. No fucking shit.
Man, yeah. So there's that. There was obviously like these teases over the years, but all right, we're taking a look. That's one more character dropped. I did see that Tom Cannon, aka Pro Tom Cannon, did give he gave some insight as to like what was kind of some of the timeline and what was happening with like how long it took and why it got here. In particular, he more or less mentioned that like the timeline is really weird for the project, and part of that is because everyone figured out exactly what was going to happen before the game got announced because Radiant was acquired by Riot.
Right.
So the timeline begins in everyone's head the moment that acquisition occurs, even though the project was not announced yet, right? So I don't know.
He's completely right about that.
Yeah, I don't know what the gap is between the two. So that was part of it.
It was a couple of years.
So that made it feel a whole lot longer for sure.
However, I will say I've never met Tom Cannon. For all intents and purposes, I've heard nothing but good things. You've told me you hung out with Tom.
Nice
Cannon.
guy.
He's a good guy.
Good guy. Yeah.
That is insane cope. that is like grade A crazy ass cope, because Project L was announced in 2019.
So
right, like the timeline is obviously like significantly expanded because of the acquisition, but like, okay, it's not 10 years, it's 6 years.
No, it is regardless, the roster launch for this type of game is that's insane for how long it's taken, for sure. The other thing you mentioned was so there's that part, and then they had a new team starting from scratch with their engine. Timeline's weird, and that the with the brand new engine and the new team, what was it? Oh yeah, the 2v2 version of the game has been that they've been working on it for 4 years. So what they were working on before that was like something like a 1v1, I guess, or like an entirely different version or so. Doesn't matter at the end of the day, because like when it launches, how it launches, like people will decide and they'll play it and be like, yo, I want more characters. And I've said it before, I feel like the best way to change opinions on that is to ramp it the fuck up and get characters out there. And I don't know if this is indicative of like speeding the process up, because it looks like it's going to be coming along. They've announced the beta, the closed beta that's coming, new version, and then like the fact that it's going to stay up after that.
Yeah, so that's essentially the release date, because that's
Soft
how Riot
launch,
puts
right?
out their games. They soft launch them, and you get in if you were in the others, and then you'll get like a friend invite, and it'll just like propagate.
So there's a thing here where in the Vi, I like love me a boxer. Vi looks sick. She's a main day one. I'm locked in. I don't care, because I love that style. When she lands her level 3, like she's kind of punching at nobody, and then you see Yasuo at the last second kind of get hit. And you're like, okay, that's a inexpensive way of kind of like keeping the reaction of the person getting hit out of the shot there. And the animations of their level 3s do look really good, but like the fact that you don't see the person on the receiving end compared to like Marissa fucking and all that type of shit is a time saver. And you kind of go, is this a way of speeding the process up that we're seeing with this reveal? I'm not sure.
So almost all the characters have a level 3 to that. Just Vi's just happens to be, because it's punching, it happens to feel a little
you're right.
worse.
True.
Right. I absolutely believe that you're totally correct, that is a way, like, listen, if we make supers that are reaction agnostic, we don't have to change the super every time we put a new character out, right? And that would make perfect fucking sense for a game with more characters than Street Fighter 2.
Yep.
Like if I'm gonna see some cut corners,
you need the numbers.
Get me my hot dog faster.
You need the numbers. It needs it.
Like, dude, I had hot dogs for lunch today, okay? And I got like a shitty hot dog with some cheese thrown on it. You know how fast that guy got it out to me? Fucking fast as shit. And you know how much it cost? Like almost nothing. So I was willing to eat that shitty hot dog because it was fast as fuck and cheap. And
hit that glizzy.
2XKO is cheap as fuck. It's 0. So already that's a piece of advantage. Where's my fast as fuck video game hot dog?
You want to be dipping these characters in water like Kobayashi and going full hog.
I'm just seeing the ultimate right now. Yeah, she's not punching anybody. What's going on there?
Some of the other supers are like that too, where you don't see who's getting hit.
Slow. This shit better be the most gourmet chicken fed veal hot dog I ever eaten.
So I really enjoy like how fun it is to play, and I like the systems and what it's doing. There's some details about smaller system changes that I get that, like, I feel like there's a lot of stuff. They made some changes. They made some changes that I thought are cool. We don't have to go into them because I don't think anyone cares right now to go into the specifics. But
The version I played before was fun. We'll see
Mhm.
how the version that we play in a couple of months is.
yeah, suffice to say that a couple of the changes they made were really good for making the fight go faster and making sure less timeouts happen. They did a bunch of stuff to really fix you start like starting with 1 bar of super. You don't carry meter between rounds. Gray health you don't regenerate as much health overall. You can throw people while they're rolling. A bunch of stuff they did is like going to make the fight just go faster, more immediate. You're going to die faster. Consequences matter, and none of that like, oh shit, I have 1 character left. Why should I fight you? This is a weird stalemate moment.
Yeah.
You know, they've fixed a lot of the incentive on that regard. So I'm pretty excited for that stuff, and I'm still, you know, I'm looking forward to my team of Vi and Alawi. But I hope I have a lot more people to
Hope you're
punch.
looking forward to my team of Vi and Alawi.
Please give me more people to punch.
Hey,
you know?
Wooly, I think that's something we talked about, and I don't mean to belabor the point too much, but like me and you've been playing fighting games both by ourselves and with each other on and off for decades now. It sucks that we're gonna play the same team.
We're not. Yeah,
sucks.
we almost always find a way to find different preferences. Despite there's some stuff we overlap on, but
Like I'll play Darius too. I like Darius.
yeah, I like Darius as well. Right? We do.
Shit, fucker.
That's my other, my, you know, Alawi Darius is my current team. So yeah,
me too.
so that's the thing, right? And I think this is, yeah, you're right. That's a great example because for all the overlap that like we don't share, when we have it here, you're like, oh, but our tastes differ.
And if it's in a tag fighter, all we would need is 1 different fucking character.
Mhm. I like a big character like a Nago Ryuki. You like a big character like Pot. We should have a way to express that difference, you know?
I was about to say, is it because there's like 4 people?
There's 8 right now. There'll be 10 at launch.
The roster size is the issue, you know? And the thing is once we're going into this realm of like other tag fighters coming out to compete as well, like it is the reddest ocean.
So I think the most damning thing that I saw as a comment that I retweeted was basically people are expecting there to be more characters in Marvel Tokon in their next trailer than there will be in 2XKO at launch. Now, granted, Tokon won't be out, so that's not super fair. But
there are
like,
as many characters in the debut trailer, like on our screen.
Yeah.
We don't know
screen,
and we don't know what the timeline for Tokon is in terms of when it started development and like what the year per character development it is.
The announcement,
but the feeling of revealing
development started 3 months ago in everyone's heart.
In your heart,
Yeah,
that's it. Like God, so much of this podcast and the games we talk about, so much of it just has to do with the feeling of an announcement and the time between that and getting it in your hands, right? It's such an important part of the industry, and there's a science to it. Like a good HR department understands how to not be too early on something, or you know, like put something out there where even if you have tons of goodwill and excitement, fucking skong, it can turn sour.
I remember us talking, I think we did 3 of these, a podcast where we're like, Elden Ring hasn't shown off a single goddamn thing ever. What the fuck is going on with Elden Ring? It makes me worried that the game is in some kind of development trouble. And I think at one point I said, I don't know what I should expect, but for this long to be in development with no news, this game better be the biggest fucking Dark Souls fucking game ever. And then it came out, and now I will never bitch about From Software's development time ever again. Ever. Fuck me. I look so stupid.
I don't even remember that part, those conversations anymore. Those are deleted from memory. They got memory hold.
So stupid.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
2XKO is in a different situation though, because we played it.
Yep. You know, the gameplay, characters, style, all of it. You got that. You need more. And when you have,
Also, there's a second point against them on time. I wish I was still able to go online and play Rising Thunder.
Yeah. Well, community edition exists.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
What I mean.
I know what you mean. No. The thing I always bring it up is just like when you play a game where you're picking more than one character every time you play it, you feel the roster much faster.
Yeah.
So
they're also going, and this I really feel for the Cannons, and I really feel for the team. I forget the name of the team. The Project L team.
The Project
I
L
don't
team,
know.
sure, yeah.
I really feel bad for them because they
Radiant.
are coming out not just like alongside the expectations of something like Marvel Tokon, but like somehow in fighting games, Marvel Rivals has entered, and like, how come you guys aren't putting out a character every 6 weeks like Marvel Rivals? Which is like, that's completely fucking different.
Yep. But
the Marvel Rivals characters look hot as shit.
But it's all vibes. It's all feeling. It's all just, look at the new, oh my God, Blade, he woke up. He's not sleeping anymore. Now look at him. We're like 8 billion costumes later with everybody at this point. Yeah, that's it. It's just a feeling,
That's not the same, but it feels the same. But it's not the same, but it feels the same.
It's the direct opposite, where you're like, the cosmetics are overflowing. You can't hold all these costumes for your favorite characters.
And like Street Fighter puts out 4 characters a year, and that's too little. But when you look at the Sagat trailer, you're like, they've spent a lot of fucking time on that fucking Sagat. The Sagat looks hot as shit.
Sagat looks hot as shit. Yeah.
Amazing.
I was gonna jump into from there. The Tokon is going to be playable at Evo. And we saw just a Sony.
I bet that's gonna be fucking a big line.
There's a screenshot of the character select screen. You got the 6 characters on it, and it looks like people started doing some math, and they're
enormous.
Like, you think you could fit? Well, no, but here's the thing: just because you could fit 35 into that space, it doesn't mean you're gonna get that, right?
It does mean that.
There's a lot of games that came out that never fully filled up the space.
None of those games are by Arc System Works. Arc System Works fills up the space on the character select screen. Show me an Arc System Works character select screen that doesn't have every single fucking inch of that screen covered.
Over time, I mean, I feel like the other thing too that you see here is you have your leader, and then you saw the 3 slots, right? You saw shooter, vertical, and assault. Right.
Yeah.
And that was interesting because it looks like basically mechanically what that's going to be is assist wise. You will I assume a shooter will always be a projectile assist. I assume vertical will always be a shoryuken, and assault will always be like a rush down. So you kind of are, instead of picking a character and then picking your assist type, you're going to always have them fulfill that role. So your team will always be balanced for all 3 things.
That's great.
It's a way different way to think about it, but that's cool. Yeah. The function, quote unquote, is filled no matter what your team is. And if you bring in Star-Lord and you switch out Doom, that's okay. Someone on your team will have a Shoryuken, regardless.
Yeah.
Done.
They should be making these characters like they did for Fighter Z, where like they're a little simpler than you would expect, so that they can have more of them.
I could see it,
especially since you're gonna have 4 people on a team.
Yep.
I don't think we're getting MVC3 ultimate level depth on any individual character. That's a lot. That's a lot for people to learn.
We'll have it could go either way. I would like the idea of exactly not overwhelming people because you have the 4, but if someone wants to stick to 1, it should feel like a complete character. The director on this is the battle director from Grand Blue Fantasy Versus and the planner on Exerd, right? So, you got 2 completely different sides of the spectrum there, like both anime games, but some Exerd characters got real complex with their movesets and lists, and Grand Blue, can definitely like simplifies it. So we'll see. But yeah, the potential for that spot, that roster size on that to fill up is there. I don't think the promise is guaranteed, but it would be smart if they did. If they packed,
what they could do?
If they dropped characters in like, groups of 4, so the Fantastic Four are like all a team ready to go,
Yeah. I was just thinking, what they could do? They could do like what Tatsunoko did, and there are certain characters that you just get just them. Like Hulk is a team of 4.
Oh God, that was so busted in that game. It was the most unbalanced shit ever.
It was so fucked. Those characters were way too good.
Yep. Shout out to
that was my favorite thing about Capcom versus SNK 2 that you can just have a 3-star character versus 3 1-star characters. You know,
Yeah, the
That was my
ratio
favorite. I
system.
love that match.
I
Yeah.
mean, shout outs to Psycho Chronic from Toronto who won the Evo Tatsunoko tournament just using the fucking PTX from Lost Planet. Like,
It's fucking wild that became like a busted fighting game character. Nobody gives a shit about that fucking robot. I love that robot. I love that robot, but that fucking nobody gives a shit about Lost Planet 1. I do. I love that game.
that
game's
game
great.
made me care about the PTX, about Soki from Dawn of Dreams.
Oh man, ain't nobody care about Soki.
I
from Dawn of
know,
Dreams, man.
right?
Nobody.
Anyway,
That roster had fucking losers in it.
I enjoy Roll getting slap chopped by Alex. We got to move on. Sagat looks fucking hot. I love it. I love the fact that, okay, he's not the beef Sagat anymore, but he's Street Fighter 2 Sagat.
Yeah, a little
Right?
lankier.
The lanky guy. He's been a while, and he's now there's something to like.
Right. Beefy Sagat got introduced in Alpha, right? I think.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Everybody got beefy in Alpha.
Yeah. Bison got super beefy.
Yeah.
But the old live, Tiger, that's the guy that's coming back, I also like that every time you see him, he's more Muay Thai and less Shoto.
Yeah.
And now it's super
Like his
aggressive.
super has just like 5 leg kicks in a row.
Yeah, he's got 4 versions of a Muay Thai grapple, and his throw is also like a very dedicated Muay Thai grapple with all these enders to it. Awesome stuff. The stage looks fantastic. And yeah, they've also Street Fighter 6'd him, which means we don't have 6 fireballs plus 2 EX versions to deal with. You have his light punch fireball, he shoots it low, medium, and high, he shoots them high. And then the OD
And most
version
importantly,
is both.
his EX fireball is better than other people's EX fireball
And that's it.
because it's Sagat.
It takes away something from him to take away those extra fireballs, but I get it. And I guess modern mode is gonna.
We can't live in a Street
with the
Fighter
system.
6 old Sagat world.
Tiger Knee is gonna fly right over a fireball now and fuck
that's
you
gonna
up.
be vicious.
So
That's
you're
gonna be
fine.
bad.
He will be fine. Plus a tiger uppercut that knees you to the wall, and then he can do
Plus,
shit
he has
afterwards.
like fatter normals than anybody on the cast because he's too big.
He's gonna be fine. My only thing is design wise, I get the hobo energy, but I do feel like like Bison steals some of that thunder with the cloak. I feel like
Bison looks like garbage and like complimentary.
well, Akuma, Ryu, and Bison all have that same wandering, vagrant energy, and they take something away from Sagat now because of that in a way, Sagat wouldn't look right in a full-on outfit of any kind, but the tattered thing is like, it's fine, it makes sense. It's just, he should be the one with the cloak,
Yeah,
Anyway.
I see it.
Good stuff there. And what was worth mentioning? Okay, the little bit with the Outer Worlds 2 getting announced at $70. Hey,
God,
everyone
dude.
said fuck that, and they went never mind, and dropped it back to 60. So, or rather 80 to 70, excuse me, for American prices.
So hey, let me tell you, as somebody who played Outer Worlds 1 and really liked it, but that game had very, very, very serious flaws, and played a good deal of Avowed and thought it was cool, but also has fairly serious flaws, and I haven't gone back to it. I think Avowed's much better than Outer Worlds, by the way. I think they were on fucking drugs to think that people would pay an increased price for Outer Worlds 2. I think they lost their fucking minds.
So I don't think this type of pressure is going to work for every company in every game, but in this instance, yeah, it worked, and they went back to they said, okay, we'll give you your refund on your pre-order if you put the extra.
Yeah, so we've seen
down.
Borderlands bitch out, and we've seen Outer Worlds 2 bitch out. You know what? You remember when I talked when we talked about Nintendo increasing their prices, and then Microsoft said, "You know what? We're gonna do it too." And I said, "You're not fucking Nintendo. Not even Nintendo is fucking Nintendo, but you're sure as fuck not Nintendo." Yeah, dude, you're not fucking Nintendo. You're fucking crazy. Like, I would be bitching super hard about the price of Donkey Kong Bonanza if it wasn't one of the best games I've ever played in my life. but it is. So fuck me.
Meanwhile, Outer Worlds 2, right?
Don't.
Or Avowed. I finished Avowed, and my God, like one thing that was mind blowing about Expedition 30 was the campfire sequences.
Yeah.
They're so much better written than the ones in Avowed. I was like, oh my
Oh
God.
yeah.
Oh, I forgot about did have those. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
I'll go back
Avowed
to
tries
that
to
at
do a
some
campfire
point.
sequence too, where you get to know your party and like the party talks, but then like the party doesn't say anything interesting or emotive or like anything related to the adventure that's going on. It's crazy.
See, Pat, I get your sentiment, but I just hate that it indirectly enables the GTA 6 price hike asshole fucking investors out
dude,
there.
no, GTA 6 is going to be the worst because instead of Nintendo, it's going to be like, you're not Grand Theft Auto. You know who's not Grand Theft Auto? You know who's not GTA 5? GTA 6 isn't even fucking GTA 5. Okay?
And then
that was the fucking GTA game that had its online life cycle during the global motherfucking pandemic. It will never be like that again. Never. Oh, not actually.
No, but if it's good enough and everyone forgets, so what if it's good enough and everyone forgets? Yeah. Sorry.
Crazy people.
They made Hamlet in GTA 5, and they made a movie out of that. I reviewed it. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Anyway, by the way, everybody, your PS5 controllers will finally be able to connect to multiple devices.
That fucking rules because I have two fucking PS5 controllers right here. This one's for the computer. This one's for the PlayStation. I wish I could just use one. That's stupid.
Resyncing every time sucks. So now you're going to be able to hold PS button and press one of the face buttons, and then it'll pick a device. So you can get up to 4 devices stored.
That's great.
Awesome.
That's great.
Super.
Wow.
Also,
that's
awesome.
my favorite controller.
Also,
I might switch to for PC. Yeah, no kidding.
Awesome that is a feature that can be software updated into the controller.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So,
Wooly, would you like to complain about quick disconnects for fighting game tournaments and Bluetooth buttons, since we're talking about the PlayStation 5 controller?
You know what, Pat? I would. Fuck. Anyways,
They could just do it.
Yep. Now I can use my controller at a tournament to simultaneously interrupt 4 matches at the same time.
Oh, that's so good. Oh.
Anyways, hey, Shadow Labyrinth, the Metroidvania Pac-Man game came out, and
I hear good things.
The Pac-Man part of it looks awesome.
Yeah, the Pac-Man part looks like a really good Pac-Man
It
game.
looks super sick. I just wanted to put that out there.
I watched that video when you guys were talking about Superman. It looks really good.
That part looks really cool. So I want to check that out. Sabrina with Shadow Labyrinth, and then the last thing as well, a Brazilian fucking God Hand game called Forastero has shown up with Cowboy God Hand. And
just the same animations basically. Oh my god.
So
it's really fucking funny. It's really funny.
So this is a 1-person project, and it's very blatant because they're like, we want to make God Hand again. Sure, okay. Here's the thing. As much as it's like, yo, like, and the name means like stranger, right? Like an outsider. It looks like it's this, like, you know, God Hand energy thing, and we all kind of want more of that. And I've been waiting. I'm super down. The animations are actually lifted out of God Hand. Like
I recognize them. You need to change your homework enough to not have teacher notice.
Right?
Okay.
They're like, this is a 1-man project. Look at this thing. God Hand's spiritual successor finally. And it's like, okay, but you can't just take the animations, right? We learned this with Icons, the Melee, the Project M Melee thing, where they just took the same animations, guys. You can't just do that.
Yeah, no, you got, like, granted, working, you know, game in progress, you know, not final.
Yes.
Right. You gotta come on.
We are all very excited for more God Hand, but
Yes.
please.
Same functions, everything can just be the same, but the animations doesn't need to be exactly the same.
I think the roulette wheel being a revolver chamber is pretty inspired, though.
That is
That's
hot.
cute.
Like in
Yeah.
terms
More
of like
that.
stealing an idea and painting over it, I think that's really smart.
More of that. Just paint over it. Yeah.
And the environments in indoors and outdoors still look just as goofy and unlit as always. You know, like the energy is right on point.
And the music was like very spaghetti western anyway,
Yeah.
so it's like you could just do that same vibe again. You know. Yeah. I like that game. The only game I have emulated on my Steam Deck.
Nice. All right, let's take some letters.
Hey, if you want to send in a letter, send it to castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com. I forgot. That's castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com.
All right. Let's see. We got one coming in over here.
Oh, did you see that guy using my life as his
update?
As his background stories, that story has escaped containment.
Update
and is like showing up on like business practices websites.
Oh wow, I didn't see that. That's amazing. Because I was like that person didn't post anymore, but they were updating the main thread, so I didn't realize it was like I was looking for
somebody sent it into like a Dear Abby, but for like workplace practices. And it's getting out. Like hey, dude, I know you're listening. You need to fucking do something now.
I've been telling
you are fucking cooked.
I've been telling people in real life.
The possibility that someone listens to this show or reads it or whatever, it increases.
I've been telling people in real life about this. It's the craziest shit.
I've been telling people in real life about this too. Like
phenomenal.
It's from askamanager.org.
Oh god.
Oh my god. This is like a slow rolling.
Oh god. I see it. What to do after you've made up a fake child? Oh god. Okay, so
god, dude.
I mean, the fact that there's a professional answer to this seems like okay. We gotta.
Okay, professional answer is all of our advice was bad. But like you can't like they say you can't like don't invent a drug problem, but you're never gonna tell the truth out of the situation. You're gonna get blacklisted. You're cooked. Go to therapy, maybe get a new job.
Okay. I mean the coming clean being bad advice, it's like, all right, well, if you gotta get a new job,
you're in too deep, right?
Then what's the difference at that point, you know?
The comments all seem to agree that the actual way out is to say that your wife left you and took the kid and took the dog and you don't want to talk about it anymore. But the guy has an active girlfriend.
I can't.
So, and she doesn't know. She doesn't know.
Look.
So that's gonna interact.
I don't live in a house of fucking cards and lies that I can't function in this world of anxiety of the things, the lies I've built.
I don't know how you do it, right? That's tough.
That's so stressful. I can't even begin to project myself.
For him to be writing into the fucking subreddit to ask advice about this, I bet he's pretty fucking stressed. And that's funny. That's funny as shit.
All right. We got one coming in here. The subject matter. So he's pussy, right? All right. So, okay. Me and my brother like fighting games. We play shit like Dragon Ball FighterZ, Third Strike, and Battle for the Grid. He often beats me, but I really don't care about losing. Winning is not a requirement for me to have fun. Challenge is the reward by itself, and I'll lose 0-15 and still have fun. I always run it back, even with games, even I've never played before, I have no skill in. I go for it as bitch does not exist inside me. However, my homie got me into Ninja Storm and Sparking Zero, which I do really enjoy. I convinced my brother to play, and he didn't even finish the set before he shut the Xbox off and started talking about how the whole game is bullshit and shouldn't matter. This is pussy behavior, right? Or am I crazy?
Absolutely.
His character just cannot stand the loss, and his ego crumbled, at least to my perspective. Y'all ever encountered this level of pussy in those with real bitch in their hearts and cowardice in their actions? All right, y'all, be good.
Your brother is a bitch pussy.
This
absolutely
is 100% certified bitch made cowardice.
Oh, 100%.
Inexcusable.
I remember I was friends with a guy named Gabe in high school, and I would sometimes go to his house and we would play rival schools. And his brother, James, would fucking talk the maddest shit at school about how good he was at rival schools. Not in his own house when I was there, but at school. And he's like, I could beat anybody at fucking rival schools. I'm the fucking best. I'm like, okay, well, let's go. And so me and fucking James and Gabe and like 2 other people went and we're just going to hang out after school and play rival schools. And I double perfected him. And this was in grade 9. And James never spoke to me again and never talked about rival schools ever again.
Oh,
He
man.
just got up and walked away in his own house.
That's crazy.
And literally never spoke to me for 3 more years. And then we left high school.
Man, the only thing sadder would be if he started telling people that he beat you and won afterwards.
That would be crazy.
That'd be nuts.
Especially in an era of newfound social media connection, in which the ability to call him out over every single person he knows in his entire life was newly possible. Newly possible.
Did you know how many people you could tag in a Facebook post? I didn't.
A lot.
That's crazy. We discovered things. All right, let's take one over here. All right, someone says, I'm not telling you guys to play the game. Just please mention the name on the podcast to gauge chat's reaction.
Got it.
AST Libra Revision.
Oh yeah, that game sucks.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah, Ask Libra. Yeah. It's a well, no, sorry. I hate that game. I don't think it sucks. Ask Libra is a Metroidvania game made by one guy using entirely store-bought clip art assets. And it is a super gigantic Metroidvania game that is, according to everyone I've ever talked to who's played it, incredibly excellent.
Wow.
And then I went to play it and was like, this shit is trash. I hate it.
Okay.
So there is a demo. The demo is like an hour or more long. It's super, super large. Like you can go get Ask Libra's demo right now and decide whether or not I am trash or it is trash. I bet it's a coin flip. I bet there's really a type of interest in it that is like can move past its jank and be like, this is absolutely peak.
I have a lot of bandwidth for Metroidvania games. I mean, you know, I played through Indivisible.
If I remember right, it is extraordinarily well reviewed on Steam.
Okay.
I think it's very positive to overwhelmingly positive.
Ask Libra.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't like how the jump and the action actually feels. So
Okay.
like it's dead in the water to me.
This ring a bell, Gene? No.
I don't know anything, and I've actually started to kind of admit to myself, I think I might be done with Metroidvanias for a while, because I have not finished the Prince of Persia one, which is really, really good.
I also didn't finish it, even though it's absolutely incredible.
It's fantastic. The platforming is great. The combat is great. I'm like, I don't want to finish it. I'm good.
Do you know why I stopped playing it?
Why?
Because I had to load up the Ubisoft launcher to play it.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's fair.
And
that's fair.
And that literally, I got like 70% through. And then when like, no, I hate the launcher too much. I don't even care. I'll play something else.
Well, so I feel like I've had my itch for Metroidvania scratched by fucking Metroid.
Yeah.
Dread was great.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Gene, you say this in a pre-Skong world. So who knows?
I didn't like Hollow Knight that much.
You get off this podcast.
And that's
you are
when,
gone. Nah, that's fine.
That's when I realized I don't think Metroidvanias are really doing it for me anymore. Because I was like, this is a great game. I'm not that into it.
But how did
it's
you
really
feel?
The art style.
But how did you?
The art style.
How did you feel about Hollow Knight 2 and 3 though? All right.
So you know what's funny? I recently discovered that there's a lot of people whose opinions I really gel with on games that fucking hate Hollow Knight because they think it's 3 times too long. And meanwhile, I got to the end of Hollow Knight and was like, this is the only Metroid game that was as long as I wanted it to be.
Interesting.
Like every Metroidvania game I had ever finished prior to that, I was like, that's it. I wanted to keep going for like
It's
200% more.
it's just it's hitting that Okami place, that weird place of like, I love this, but please, I have a family.
Exactly. Okami, yeah. Okami was way too long. Hollow Knight was way too long. I might revisit it, before Skong, if that ever comes out. So
It's gonna come out.
All right, Maria says, Dear Wonder Green and Wonder Pink, I regularly go back to the 2010s demo trailer for Bioshock Infinite and get frustrated at what could have been. I kind of like the final game. Sorry, Pat, but I genuinely have more fun watching the trailer than playing what we got. And then,
so here's the thing: my feelings against that game are part of her sentiment of outrage, because that 2010 version looked rad.
Mm-hmm.
A second email follows. Update. Actually, I would like to partially amend my previous statement. I just remembered Shen Lin section of the released Bioshock Infinite. Fuck that game.
Wait, what part is that?
It's the part where they go to get the guns from the Chinese guy, and then they get there and he's dead. So then they fucking zap to a world where the guns are still there, which isn't the world that needs the guns. And then they look at the guns and go, how the fuck are we going to get all these guns back? There's like 4,000 pounds of guns. And then they just leave.
Is that really what happened?
And it's
Holy
like,
shit.
and like, what the, why would it doesn't even make sense on like a fucking if then statement on a piece of paper.
The strength of the setting premise was there. The floating city of racism.
It is a pretty crazy idea about like thinking of an America that was racist.
The floating
but
city of racism.
It's in the sky. Like, what if though? Right?
That's the twist. That's the twist.
Ooh, you got me with that first. What?
The twist is it's up there.
Wow, that's crazy.
Did you guys know that fucking CEO that made that Ocean Gate submarine wanted to make a real life Rapture?
Well, how's that doing?
Yeah, well, he's obliterated now. So
I feel like that's like kind of poetic.
Yeah. Have you watched those documentaries?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god, dude.
Hey, because that guy was rich. Everyone's search and rescue thing blew like $1 billion, even though everybody knew they were fucking vaporized into pancakes.
Yeah.
The kid that was just trying to like reluctantly spend time with his dad fucking sucks.
Oh, absolutely. That means the dad gets double ire.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The
Fucking
dad
asshole.
like is double evil and stupid.
The clicking was like, it's seasoning. Don't worry, it's seasoning. Anyways.
Oh my god.
That's what he called it.
Yeah.
The question was, do you remember any pre-release builds, whether publicly playable or not, that you still think about?
I don't think there's going to be one that beats Bioshock Infinite, because every pre-release build of that game was a different build and didn't make it in.
Yeah,
like everything that was ever shown of that game never made it in, which is crazy.
The Songbird like drop off from Big Daddy. So it could have been. What could have been? I have one, and I say it every time. But it's not really like directly provable in this way. The early build of Force Unleashed.
Because we didn't see that. Only you saw that.
So a couple people, I believe Reggie as well too. But
really?
I think he was testing at the time.
I was about to say one of the strangest, stupid, wrong things I've ever said. I was about to say I didn't know Reggie was around back then. like me knowing about him when he was born.
You're right. Yes, exactly. Yes, he came into existence seconds before I recorded Katamari with him. Spawned. No, the early builds of the Force Unleashed were really, really loose and allowed you to air combo and go nuts on the combat system and cancel everything into everything. So it played like one of those Twitter videos that you never, for games that are never coming out, like those like student projects where you can just kind of go crazy on everything. It was nuts. You could force link things together and like dash up to them and just, and they calmed it all down. They restricted stuff. They took it out. They took a bunch of it out, but it played, like a prototype for some, like, not an amazing character action game, but the ability to like string your shit together and unintentionally kind of do more stylish things than the game wanted you to was there. It kind of reminds me of, we talked about Amalur the other day, right?
I'm literally looking at a video of Copernicus right now because I was just gonna say Copernicus.
Amalur was like we tested that too, and I found myself doing these crazy like air combos and juggles in the system that was like not meant for it. And I was like, whoa, what? You know, it's exactly that, like that, you know?
I would have loved to actually see what Copernicus actually was.
The final version. Mm-hmm.
Well, like, because it
was building off of Reckoning, you know. Like,
well, okay, because Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning was a completely different game. Then that company got bought, and then got like the setting changed into something that would tie into the MMO. But the MMO never actually even got revealed before being canceled by shitbag criminal Kurt Schilling.
But the GDDs and documentation from back then that we got on the project all talked about Copernicus as a whole, and then like the Amalur section of it. And, you know, gameplay wise and stuff, it was like, yeah, you're getting a slice of what they want to expand into this bigger thing. And yeah, when I just remember going into that, and like I didn't have any expectations for combat on it whatsoever, but QAing it, I was like, this is surprisingly robust. Mm-hmm.
For me, it's Final Fantasy versus 13.
Well, I mean, when you play Kingdom Hearts 4, you'll probably get like a taste of what the fuck that was supposed to be.
Finally. But like that whole sequence in the palace.
The original Noctis.
Shooting in and out of the windows. He's doing cover. He's like moving from cover to cover. And like Gladios just comes out. And he's like, hey, watch out, Noctis. There's like all super cinematic.
I mean,
that's just so... Oh my God. That's just so weird because it's like Nomura's clearly obsessed with that game. Like he keeps trying to make it. And he's like, I want to make it. And Square Enix is like, well, then fucking ship it then. How about you ship it? How about you fucking do it on time? Is that impossible?
I kind of still do think about the wall running in Metal Gear Rising, not Revengeance.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lightning bolt action. In the original Lightning bolt action Metal Gear Rising game,
there's like one second shot
of him running off the wall.
It looks really good.
Yeah, and as a fan of Guns the Duel, I was like, ooh. But then they couldn't figure out how to make the watermelon slicing into a fun thing, and then we got.
I still think about the watermelon slicing.
I'm
that still looked pretty fun to me. I don't know, man.
All right, that will do it. Gene, thank you for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me again.
Thank you. You allowed us to talk at length about Superman and Death Stranding in a really cohesive way that was really helpful. Thanks, buddy.
Also, I know both of you yelled spoilers at me. It was interesting.
Yeah, we got a double spoiler cast this week. It was great. Where can people find you? Gene.meme?
Yeah, linktree/gene.meme. All my socials and websites and stuff are there. So I'm trying to play Mind's Eye right now.
Get the fuck out.
It is very, very difficult in that I don't want to play Mind's Eye. It's so bad. But I'm trying to...
So what the fuck are you doing?
Is it because I feel like I should write a bad review? So.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. No, you're doing God's work. You're doing God's work.
You know, it's always fun to try to figure out a good pan, right?
Game of the year, Mind's Eye, coming at you.
Right.
Exactly, yeah. My recency bias right there. You know, who knows? So...
It's been really funny because me and Gene have been talking like all over Discord, and like we're both like really desperately trying to fucking fight our recency bias. But new things are so good though.
I have to say, I mean, I don't know much, but everything I've seen about Mind's Eye is just like, oh, that's a fucking best friends ass LP.
Yeah, like,
if
definitely.
I've ever seen one.
Like a Ride to Hell.
Ride to Hell Retribution ass piece of shit LP. Released.
The controls would even work. Like when you try to shoot a gun, the gun doesn't even shoot. Like it doesn't. It fails at like it fails at a fundamental level. It's crazy. Anyways.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. Take it easy, folks.
Thanks, guys.